left Congo Sahel life, and for bad that we come. That's what we dey so. If we sabi wasan, we go eat na big man dey plan. For catch big man and I can down. No today, all thing done. Daddy borrow where you go get after. Now where you big man and you get. So let we left Congo Sahel life, and for bad that we come in there. For the war, ever that's like when Salone. Salone man, if we want make Salone for genuine attitude. Salone man, if we want make Salone for genuine attitude. Salone man, if we want make Salone for genuine attitude. They do bad when they talk, you say how for do. You man they do bad when they talk, you say how for do. You F they do bad when they talk, you say how for do. You papa they do bad when they talk, you say how for do. How for do oh, and bad that's night well Salone. Salone man, if we want make Salone for genuine attitude. Salone man, if we want make Salone for genuine attitude. Salone man, if we want make Salone for genuine attitude.
Let we change we attitude. You where they up yonder, no mask the person where they drunk because you get faster. And you where they drunk, no disrespect person or jealous and because it gets past you. God them na the best. When God them reach you go get your own. Let we build Salone. Let we come together and change we attitude.
For the war, and bad that's like when Salone. Salone man, if we want make Salone for genuine attitude. Salone man, if we want make Salone for genuine attitude. Salone man, if we want make Salone for genuine attitude. Papa they do bad with them talk, you say how for do. Brother they do bad with them talk, you say how for do. You sister they do bad with them talk, you say how for do. Mama they do bad with them talk, you say how for do.
say you go better. Only if we come together as one, we gon' make a change with a positive plan. Salone, the land that we love, let we make we continue. There is no place like home. We for live as family. I'm a tick my name, bro. We all know one love inside Salone. Salone, the land that we love, let we make we continue. There is no place like home. We for live as family. I'm a tick my name, bro. We all know one love inside Salone. Taya for the labo. Let we come together for good before. Beautiful people, wonderful nation. Let we tie and fight against corruption. Salone better one, it ain't now we on. Let we walk as one, for better we land. Blood is thicker than water. We all are brothers and sisters. If we all come together, then the future go better. Salone, the land that we love, let we make we continue. There is no place like home. We for live as family. I'm a tick my name, bro. We all know one love inside Salone. Salone, the land that we love, let we make we continue. There is no place like home. We for live as family. I'm a tick my name, bro. We all know one love inside Salone. Taya for the labo. Let we come together for good before. Salone, Salone. Salone. Say, what we the fence we say, what we the super we say, more or less disgrace we say. And I know why, with the suffer we say, fet we say, neglect we say. And I know, some say na politics, some say na bad habit. But tell me, how we go grow? Some say na tribalism, some say na nepotism. Tell me, how we go grow? Mama, Salone, we owe it to you. We gon' do all thing where we go able for better we owe. Mama, Salone, may God bless you. We gon' change real attitude and ready for better we owe. Salone, the land that we love, let we make we continue. There is no place like home. We for live as family. I'm a tick my name, bro. We all know one love inside Salone. Salone, the land that we love, let we make we continue. There is no place like home. We for live as family. I'm a tick my name, bro. We all know one love inside Salone. Taya for the labo. Let we come together for good before. Taya for the labo. Let we come together for good before.
If you're having credit problems, I feel bad for you, son. 1,000 problems, but I can't write one. Wills for sure, got me back in the car. Leasing with my credit, I was like, oh man, forget it. Who would've thought I'd be accepted and more? But now I got the keys, I feel so pleased. All types of cars, Fiats, Minis, Renaults, you know, boom, boom, let's go. Wills for sure, car leasing for every credit score.
So Nikki, you're a winner.
Yeah, I've won 3 times now.
Wow, is that all through Lifestyle Bids, right?
That's right. So first I won the Music Awards, which was in London. Then I won the boxing match, which was in Cardiff. All I had to do was bid 83 pence for that. And then the music festival, which was in California.
And the private jet?
Yeah, made me 3 mates from that too.
So I think it's definitely safe to say that Lifestyle Bids works for you.
Oh yeah, Lifestyle Bids definitely works for me.
So don't just dream it, bid it. Go to lifestylebids.com and let the adventure begin.
Shake up your body, tell it body, tell me they make all man they carry it. I never tried it. Shake up your body to the beat, me about some the place in a style.
Famous to all the baby where they woke me at, where don't make me feel let's say I'm not smart enough. I no get nothing for offer. So all me party when look down on me, where don't make me feel like say my life no go become something, yeah. And they walked away. All the people who promise for help me, They say come office today, tomorrow next tomorrow. The story not just the same, but I refuse to give up. I kept on hoping, I kept believing. Now everything don't change. Me brother see me life now.
Tramadol, not so food for it. Alcohol, not so juice. Diazepam, not for sleep. If jamba no fit you, no smoke am.
Exclusive from Benzo Entertainment.
See, I say I want a kind of black man. I say na Kemzo na sharp man. Master planner black man. I say na role model black man. The man behind me success. So, well if you see me at the project.
Man if you poor man, meet up then go fire. Kemzo Entertainment. Man if you poor and poor meet up, then go burn poor. Only me na man swag. Only me swag. Only me na man swag.
Exclusive from Benzo Entertainment.
Say I done school, I know when they get lunch.
If you're having credit problems, I feel bad for you, son. 1,000 problems, but a car rank 1. Wheels for sure, got me back in the car. Leasing with my credit, I was like, oh man, forget it. Who would've thought I'd be accepted and more? But now I got the keys, I feel so pleased. All types of cars, Fiats, Minis, Renaults, you know, boom, boom, let's go. Wheels for sure, car leasing for every credit score.
So Nikki, you're a winner.
Yeah, I've won 3 times now.
Wow, is that all through Lifestyle Bids, right?
That's right. So first I won the Music Awards, which was in London. Then I won the boxing match, which was in Cardiff. All I had to do was bid 83 pence for that. And then the music festival, which was in California.
And the private jet?
Yeah, made me 3 mates on that too.
So I think it's definitely safe to say that Lifestyle Bids works for you.
Oh yeah, Lifestyle Bids definitely works for me.
So don't just dream it, bid it. Go to lifestylebids.com and let the adventure begin.
That's not me. Are you getting me? Yeah. Okay. Good evening, guys. Welcome again to another show, Inside Salone. Again, like we say, it's an informative show. They bring about views, reviews, about the country and about people in the diaspora. We want to say thank you to all the guests that would wait for we. We were supposed to start 15 minutes ago, but due to some few issues, we just start now, and we want to say sorry for that. Now the studio today, I get me colleague now, we don't lost for me, we don't count today. I'm happy for see Mr. Spur, you know, there. Mr. Spur, obviously, we all know say he's been newly elected as the publicity secretary for the something for United Kingdom and Ireland, and I think knowing Mr. Spur, I think say he will do party very, very well. And then again, by my side now, Mr. Alaji Thonkla Bangura. Correct. Thonkla, yes?
Yeah, Thonkla. Another political heavyweight.
Thonkla means something. Thonkla get the meaning. For gather. You know, so it's a gather, it's a political gather.
Yeah, you know? I'm here to squeeze all the SAP guys.
You know, so Mr. Thonkla means for gather, you know, he's a political gatherer. So Mr. Thonkla, yes, as for introduction, I'll be one of the aspirants at the last election for the APC flag bearership. Correct. What I thought was an overcrowded leadership.
No, that just underpin that how APC is serious.
Leadership.
Yeah. It's a serious party.
Or it could simply mean how divided the APC was.
No, you want to divide
how divided the APC was. You know, when you have an incumbent government within governance, and then so many people vying for the leadership of that government.
Yeah, and you know what the party is.
It could be
take the leadership.
It could be viewed in 3-4 different ways.
Absolutely.
You know, but again, that's for another debate, for another time. But today we get very, very interesting topic in this studio today. You know, one of you say. It's very important for we audience, we listeners, and for people that for actually talk about. You know, again, the course Inside Salone, now a show where they bought views about the country is political. It touches all aspects of the life of Sierra Leoneans and in the diaspora and out of the diaspora. So again, it is a non-partisan platform. Obviously, there are people here with political party affiliations where we expect them for propagate their party messages and that. But again, we want them to be fair and balanced and very, very forthright. And I think so far so good. Actually, and the people that are in the studio right now, heavyweights within the political party there, and I'm sure they will pull punches. But yes, still they'll keep it in the spirit of this program. Again, the thing will get now today for now. If I allow them to for introduce themselves. Today, the topic they deal with the Basharia Saga. As we know, last Friday, gone, the Honourable Vice President of the Republic of Sierra Leone pay an unannounced visit to the Basharia Mosque. In that space where obviously they had already had an invite from the former flag bearer for the APC, Dr. Samar Kamara, Ibn Dede, that brings some Kuskas and the Imam, the Vice President, obviously Samar Kamara in issue. So again, that brings out the whole debate, and we don't see within the political sphere, it's a very, very toxic debate. So I hopefully here today we take the toxicity out of that debate and actually talk about the real issues and how we deal with things like that going forward. And again, the second topic we'll get now about jogging. Quite recently, the Inspector General of Police in SALONE puts a ban where say more than 3 people for jog at the tongue. And the reason why they give for that are public safety. I say because when the people go in droves and numbers and they block traffic, it causes a lot of traffic. There's a lot of complaints from traffic users. Say people they block the road on a Saturday and Sunday, and that's the major reason why now you can take permission for go jogging. We talk about the issues now, whether it is right, whether it is a police state, so then it's becoming a police state, whether the respect for the rights of the people and the freedom of expression, freedom of association is being taken away and being eaten by so-called public order pronouncement. Again, that we didn't have the studio for discussion. Obviously, we'll get member now of the SLPP, we'll go represent, we'll get member of the APC, we'll go represent, like independent. We're going to talk about the issues and actually deal with that. The last issue we'll get about the law school saga. Quite recent, about 12 days ago, the Attorney General write to the head of the law school and ask him for take an extended leave. And we get a lot of issues and palaver with that, where people then say the Attorney General go beyond ultra-virus, beyond empowers them, and we don't look at the statutes that within the country, we give the Attorney General the right for saying within the council of the law school, we get a representation there, but that not getting the authority for make sure say unilaterally can make a decision based on that. So we look at all the issues. The reason why we look at the issue of people right now, because those are issues that affect the country, where they affect the day-to-day run of the lives of the citizens. The rule of law is quite important. The way the law is being interpreted is quite important. And the one way they defend, the one way they protect that, how they protect that, and what are the impact it get on the ordinary citizen. We want to go about with peaceful day-to-day business, and how that they stop we from actually progressing society, progressing nation, be free, and how that discourse we will be able to talk. Hopefully today now we will talk about the issue. And I just pass all over to Mr. Thonkla, when our special guest today.
Thank you.
Let's just say a word or two to the viewers.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Now I was sorry again for delay on the program. We get some issues there which I will sort out. And special thanks goes to DJ Little for inviting me and the other management, Mr. Bangura Pasuri. I think this the most fight at the ground platform where I feel we can discuss national issues, because I feel the vital for my all get to say it as a democratic country. The issue of the Mosque Saga, I feel I overqualified for get me on take in the matter as a practicing Muslim, a great pious Muslim. I go limit first, make a pass the issue to my brother, my younger brother, Mr. Sano.
Yeah, good evening, we SALONE people. I'm Mohammed Hassan Sano. As we all know, we don't start this program for the able. Just like how Mr. MacFoy start, say we get a lot of SALONE politics over the last year. Have become very, very divisive. We got a lot of hostilities involved. So the reason why we decided to come with this program for the way to pacify some of whatever happens, whether a rumor, whether a reality on the ground at SALONE, for we will come to people that try for pacify and for say we have more in common than that which divide us. You know me say because this man, I mean to go school, I mean to grow up in Kenema, and would go watch television at the house, but still the man APC, me na SFP. Oh, they see by. So he's my blood. But that don't mean say because we get different political opinion, we can still meet up at COSA meeting, we sit down, we talk, we laugh, we still family. So the reason why we really come up with this program is for it will come down to people for take the ignorance out of political participation. Many know say belonging to the two different political parties doesn't mean that you can be enemies. We have said belong to the same political party. So for start with like how my colleagues don't say Mr. Bangura and Mr. MacFoy don't say this Mosque Saga is a very sensitive issue. For start the ball rolling, I think it wasn't well managed by the religious leaders. What me think this Mosque Saga for don't be that there was a lack of leadership on the side of the imam of the mosque, because if it don't be an opportunity for a preach political unity, that's what me say. Because if, for instance, Dr. Samura Kamara and Dr. Jude go meet up to our mosques, that could have been well managed and mitigated. If we don't use them, if we don't use good leadership to make able to preach unity, national unity, political unity, you understand? Enough we don't use them. Whatever the shortcomings, any other thing will not be their own personal feelings or shortcomings that we don't discuss on the background. But I don't feel say I think say there was a lack of leadership. Now the people inside way they not the mosques. Now the leaders, the imam or whoever, now the leaders of the mosques. Because this was a perfect opportunity for them, for many, because public opinion they become escalated when we are being misled by our leaders. You understand? The people that with the house will become SAPP or APC will get different idea. But if the leaders come to and say we are one people, so I may not be free say whether Dr. Jude be need for I don't know the ramification whether you need for get an invitation. But as long as the order go meet up there now, it could have been well managed for preach. I think this will be a perfect opportunity. We already know say that mosques where they're on record for most of the most for be involved in politics. For example, in 1997 they get their own, they go down as a mosque, they support AFROC and all of that. But that's not the most important thing here. Now mosques will not get a very good record. This will not be a very perfect opportunity for them for portray an insightful and visionary leadership for try for preach unity. For the mere fact that then two people they meet up together, the leadership of that mosque for them tap into that for preach national unity. That's what we see how.
Mr. Thonkla,
the point here, one thing we feel for proud as a country for Mokwe highlights is the level of religious tolerance at SALONE.
Okay.
I think that's we'll get a gold standard in that, and cut across the world, not even in Africa. We'll get that plaque there.
Definitely.
See that country they will feel tolerant. Look at me as a Muslim. All those clothes in Kenema, they are Catholic schools. I went to Christian schools.
Yeah.
So that just tells you I can go Christian school but being a Muslim. Right? So yes, what happened, that Mosque Saga, it gets a lot for telling me. You look and say there's a tension, look and say there's two people away there from two different religions go pay in one mosque. But issue about management could coincide and issue about responsibility also coincide.
Okay.
Because I understand say Samura, he don't give them a prior not say it go pray this this Friday.
Okay.
VP, it has a caveat. It needs certain arrangement for them. Any way to go, because they're the second most powerful man in the country. According to what for the imam, they don't know say it come. Understand? So Dr. Samura be inside, na income. And Islam, it gets principle called Islamic jurisprudence.
Mm-hmm.
When the kutubah, it gets certain stages then. Before the imam the inside, una we don't kinds of can pray. Una get special blessings.
Yes.
Before the imam they come. Una get special honor. And that moment they wait for ask God for help, for forgiveness, He forgive you. When the imam don't take in Qibla, you know for interrupt them. They say even if somebody step on the foot, not even tell us where my wife must be. Just keep quiet.
You have to be silent.
So the VP, there is a moral, if not obligation to as a person Muslim, may for no say, and not for enter the mosque where the imam could by the all. That's the problem. Why spot? And because of it, the second most powerful man in the country, if we don't tell you at the capital, so that they'll make special argument for us as the vice president. These are two political beacons, former flag bearer and the vice president. Okay, so I think that issue that I'm going to highlight, right? And the issue of management, yes, also Otis Sports talk fighting, because that was the moment where the man for don't demonstrate the most extensive tolerance. Wow, this country, that country where they uphold both Christian and Muslim principles. If they also therefore manage the situation, talk to them, even for everything come into a perfect way where they play together on my command. But what it can happen, I think, when the after the prayer, the VP say you want to talk to the people, then can trigger public revolution, because there's an anger boiling already. Some of your folks go, they don't get mic. And obviously ask, but if when they give VP the mic, now count the revolution. Okay, we all the laugh or mistake them. And the letter from the Council of Imams, not help either. Help. Listen, that letter, for me, it doesn't represent my views as a Muslim. It doesn't. I look at them, it doesn't represent my views as a Muslim. Okay, if two people in political leaders say something happen, I don't ask it together. But even the fact the two leaders, they don't sit down, they don't send a picture of unity, they all two. They take photos and send and always say, no, come on, we have no problem for playing together. But they as leaders of the religion that they are the country, that letter is just bias. They shouldn't do that. They shouldn't.
Okay.
They shouldn't. Therefore, just I think even call it two people and sit down, talk to them, make like a communique where it was impartial, send them out. But that communique is very partial, and I condemn them 100%.
That's good coming from you, Mr. Thonkla. Okay, me on the Mosque Saga, me I'm practicing Muslim. I aspire to be a better Muslim.
Check out mark.
And by Allah, I will become a better Muslim day after day as it goes by. Let's deal with the Imam first. I say this, and I say this openly. As a Muslim, he does not represent my views.
Yeah, it doesn't mean
it only represents my religion.
No.
I think he's been a bad ambassador for Islam, and anybody who like Islam, will like true, will talk say the Imam was totally, completely wrong. Again, two things highlighted. The Imam not get leadership training. He doesn't understand what leadership is. He doesn't understand what management is.
That's true.
He goes sit down, sometimes I read the Quran, and because he don't learn the Quran, he says he's an Imam. And this is an issue we get with religious people in the country, not just the Imams. Most people understand a text and they go up in church, they go say mosque and become lead mosque. But leadership is important. Leadership training is important. So this is a lesson for the Council of Imams.
Yeah.
When you make somebody, let there be a process where somebody can become an official Imam, a certification process. Then you have to go through leadership. How do they manage crisis? How do they manage bereavement? How do they counsel people them? Those are things we have to be part of. We system for let people that we take upon themselves say they will carry a religious banner and they will be a religious leaders for they able to set the example in terms of their moral standards, in terms of the judgment, in terms of the way to do it. And this Imam failed all that completely. And again, the question Mr. Thonkla, the Council of Imams, let them ask Allah for forgiveness. They're Muslims because honestly, because the most yes, let them, and the way you write them to Allah, you can write them. I'm not kidding, sport. You can write them. You can go down on your knees and put your hand and say, Ya Allah, guide me. Next time when this come, before even I put a pen, before even I sign the type letter, guide me. Let waiting the come more now, waiting to please you. That is what Imams are meant to do. That is the Islam women know. Because that's the sunnah of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. When he came for leadership, he showed an example. The first man will make a covenant everywhere on the globe. Will make a covenant to humanity and with people that were there on the opposite side. The first man will protect somebody on the other side. We say he's not part of us, but it is your duty for protect every human being, irrespective of who they are or what they are. Their rights as people cannot be trampled. Now, the issue about Samara Kamara coming to the mosque, and I see most people talk on social media say, "Oh, when a Christian, I reject my Muslim brother for a Christian." First of all, let me tell them they were ignorant of the faith of Islam. Islam actually gives priority to a non-Muslim when it comes into masjid. Follow, treat them better, because what we are trying to do is to show we are better people. This is the religion of peace. This is a religion of tolerance. And
brotherhood.
it's a way brotherhood. It's a way of bringing. So for a Muslim, we will give, and as a Muslim, I will give priority to a non-Muslim in my home for Sidon Day, because I want to show the beauty of the faith that I follow. So for all those who say a Muslim versus Christian, I say to you, you're preaching hatred, you're preaching ignorance, because you don't understand the faith, you don't understand what Islam means. That is the first thing. And it's on social media. I see it on SLPP platforms. I see it on some non-SLPP platforms. I see it on people who do not understand the religion, don't understand the faith. Talk about the nonsense, because it's an absolute nonsense. Islam actually provides that we as Muslims, when somebody who's a non-Muslim comes, we must show them the best of our characters.
That's correct.
So we must be hospitable. That is one. So all this argument about, it's nonsense. And those who propagate it don't understand a single thing about humanity and about how decent people need to be to each other, and especially to somebody who on the other side of you, how decent and how tolerant you need to be. And I think they must stop, and they need to stop, because what they cancel and they want. In terms of the vice president, and this is to the vice president, he needs to behave more responsibly next time. And why I say he needs to be more responsible next time? Because he's the second gentleman of the country. He's the second most powerful man. If anything was to happen to our president, he becomes the president automatically. Let's for 1 second say there was people in that audience that hated the vice president and wanted to cause harm to the vice president. He put himself in a position where he could be harmed. Absolutely. And that is not good for our country. It could have escalated into something completely different. So on the vice president's side, he has a responsibility, not just for your security and safety, but for the safety of the people within the mosque. So in that respect, he should have given notice. If we don't give notice to the mosque, he is not an ordinary citizen anymore. As an ordinary citizen like me, I don't get into any masjid, any church, I don't even give no pastor, no imam notice. Why? Because my presence doesn't cause a security threat. But his presence causes security threat. And for those on the SLPP side, and I say this, where they talk, where make this political, it is not political. It's about security, it's about the country, it's about how we behave in leadership and how we take our responsibility. And then for stop this APC, SLPP, it's nonsense. Absolute nonsense. The vice president gets a responsibility, a duty of care in law. You're a lawman. He has a duty of care to a neighbor. And who is your neighbor? Your neighbor don't mean say that the man far away for the money that you next to. Your neighbor means say whatever your action get for affect neither your neighbor in law.
You don't care outside.
You know, Lord Deen, was it Lord Deen, the neighborhood principle?
Absolutely.
You know, Lord Deen is fashion as an English judge. So everybody want to look at the neighborhood principle, needs to go and check Lord Deen. And that's that. So he has a responsibility and a duty of care to the people at the mosque and the country as a whole, for let it behave in a certain way. We're not going to bring disrepute to the office, and we're not going to bring kuskas in the country. Because when you do that, there's a tendency, people are fanatic about the politics, there's a tendency that somebody might react in a way that's not right. That is why you give forward notice. Not because Islam requires, not because you require for Gideon, they would know. It is simply about courtesy. It's simply about preparing you, our vice president. You go somewhere, you get the respect for accord to you as the second gentleman of the country.
Correct.
You know, so that's that. In this whole incident, there are people blaming Samuel Kama and say, "Hey, Christians go to mosque." I say to those who are so ignorant about that, Samuel Kama did absolutely nothing wrong. If Samuel Kama wants to go to a mosque 50 times a week, I'm a Muslim, I say come. If Mr. Spur is a Christian man, he wants to come to a masjid 50 times to listen to Quran, to listen to the teachings of the Quran.
How many people are Catholic and Yasif?
You know, exactly. And listen to it, and listen to the Quran, and come. I will welcome it. I will welcome it. But then again, let's say this to a politician then. Let's say this to the politician. Mr. Thonkla raised a very important issue. Sierra Leone is the bastion, and we lead the globe on religious tolerance. There is no country in the world that is as tolerant religiously as Sierra Leone. I live in the United Kingdom, a very tolerant society, and even the United Kingdom, not they compare in terms of religious tolerance to Sierra Leone.
No, of course. No. Of course.
So I say to those who in politics, leave religion out of your politics. Completely. So Samuel Kamara, if you want to campaign for leadership of APC for 2023, I don't care you go to visit the mosque, but don't make it a habit of going to a mosque because you want a political platform, because people are easy to reach. If you come to masjid, come and pray to my Allah. Come and pray to my Creator.
Intention.
Come with the intention to worship Allah. Not come with the intention to use people in the masjid for your own political aim. To Dr. Judah, I said the same thing. If that was your intention to come and garner political support, you're a Muslim. You should know better. Do not do it. Your mosque is a place of worship. Now, yes, you can have an audience in a masjid or in a church, in a temple, wherever it is you want to do that, because it is an already ready audience. Let us do that. But take politics out of religion and be more responsible with your actions. They must be, and they need to be.
You have to, yeah.
You know, they need to be. For the Council of Imams, God, they don't represent me.
I think
they did not represent my faith.
They should retract that.
They should apologize to the people and retract that statement.
Yeah, they should retract it.
You know, the Basharia Imam should apologize to Sierra Leone, should apologize to the Vice President, and for apologize. Now, there was one thing that happened.
Even to someone as well.
There was one thing that happened that I don't think anybody needs to apologize for. The spontaneous reaction of the people in that mosque. It wasn't because people were hostile or disrespectful to the Vice President. What we need to recognize in Sierra Leone, we get an economic situation. We're so hard on the people, and it's hitting them. And that was not there's no indication. There's no indication that the mosque, because this is a narrative. The mosque, Planam, the Imam and the making people. It was unplanned, it was spontaneous. And if anything the Vice President wants to get out of this is testing that the people are not happy with the certain things that are going on. So it's about going back. That's what good leadership is. It's going back to the board, going back to and say, why would this happen? Okay, Lord dismiss them, it's an APC crowd. It's an opposition crowd. But the chanting, we want it, we're angry.
That's the message.
That was the key, yeah.
With the chanting, we want it, we're angry. Even if you want to ignore them as APC court or APC stalwarts, paid APC people standing there, you must listen to the message of the women, the mothers standing there with their children and saying, we're angry, we want it. Feed we. You know, so for me, like this program is about, let's be honest, let's talk it. We say blame them for the blame. We say solution there for the we give solution, no solve them. And I think saying that this most you don't talk and this pause don't talk. You know, and we get to go back and forth on this Mosque Saga. But what I want to say to anymore with the watch we to viewers and listen to them, the lines are open. You know, we can make una comment. I say we don't make more comments, but we can't no comment now. But the number to call is 07946 141 369. 07946 141 369. That's the number for call. We now there out of the United Kingdom. The number for call now plus 44 79 46 1439 plus 44 79 179 46 141 369. The lines are open. I can make a call whilst we still in discuss. Mr. Spurs, yes,
Yeah. Just like how you una also don't crown. I think una hit and well, you know, una hit the nail on the head. You know, when there's a difference between when you're a vice president and you're not just ordinary Kamoko, you go pray in a mosque. You understand? Because you are, when you're a vice president, you automatically become a person of interest.
Absolutely.
You understand? So if you go to any establishment, there has to be a pre-contact. You know, people that go for going on that venue there for do something we call a risk assessment and no alternative exits in case something happen and all of that. So they just turn up randomly. But equally, with all that done, other mistakes that don't happen. But if the leadership, we don't talk about. But if the leadership of the mosque they manage the situation very well, we don't get everything. If it don't happen, nobody don't ever know better. But because of the leadership, the way they respond, Alusine say, let leaders therefore use religious establishment as a proxy for political campaign. You understand? Now, because another mean say, because at the end of the day, you don't need for going to mic, you don't need for going to hold mic for this talk as a leader. This could have been well managed, so they will not forever know bottom. We will not forever know bottom if it was really managed. But there was a blunder on the side of the security arrangement of VP And there was also a blunder on the leadership, they don't manage and well of the mosque. Because if this could have been managed well, all of that don't happen. They don't use it as an opportunity for preach unity.
I think
I feel say to me, I'm sorry for interrupt. It be too important.
Good evening, listener. Who side you call from? What name? Who side you call from?
Hello, good evening. My name is Saj or Sajalu. I live in London.
Okay, Sajalu. Sajalu, good evening, sir. What do you want to say? What's your contribution to this program now?
I come from Woolwich, London.
What are your contributions to this program, Sajalu?
Well, this situation, we, as a practicing Muslim, we UK now, as a area, they talk about tolerance, very important. Sierra Leone, we all know, so we tolerant. The tolerant in Sierra Leone is very serious. I hope it will stay the same way. But this thing, from the day we start, I think so already too many stories. And looking at it from your perspective, what I see, I don't know for who that for blame. I don't say anybody I could blame 100%. I might have to blame VP a little bit, but I cannot blame him as well. The only part I could blame the VP after the prayer, why he decided to take the mic, say one talk. That's how I think, say I will blame him. Because I listen, when I ask him, when they talk about, say, knocking leg for like all the people that know when they go to visit the mosque. Because that can cause sometimes it can like the whole sermon that they go, people will concentrate on that too much, like for take their attention there. I understand that, I appreciate that. When we don't pray that they don't notice say Samura Kamara did it. If we don't know say maybe Samura Kamara gets an appointment in the mosque, enough of it ask for use the microphone. And the committee at the masjid, I think they did respect for getting the microphone as well. Because they could have said no, because we get already somebody not invited. So in a way, I don't believe the committee at the masjid at all. I think they try to be as tolerant as possible. Remember when VP came inside and the office he used for come inside. And the man they don't say the come inside. So they get all the respect to he deserve. After that, he say one talk after the prayer. They even get the microphone. Wait a minute, don't tell the audience already say Samura Kamara get for talk after the prayer. And the first day when the issue happen, people may take and say, oh, they not allow VP inside the mosque, but they allow a Christian inside the mosque. People will take the thing out of context.
Correct.
It's wrong completely.
Correct.
Completely wrong. Nobody not stop VP for go pray. VP can pray any masjid you want, but VP get for no Uda EP. VP not to like search. We go just fuck and mosque quiet there pray.
Absolutely.
And VP no go tell me for say, it not be no that mosque they pray that day. Because VP no get for caught in traffic like surgery if you want to pray, for get caught in traffic. Any mosque you want to pray in the future, you will pray that same day. He was the president that day in the country, not the vice president, because the president is away.
Was away.
So
he was acting president. Even more serious. You know, even more. Mr. Saju, if actually even more bring to light,
the gravity of the situation.
And the point what they make was say the vice president could be the president.
Absolutely.
And by you saying yes, you're absolutely right, because the president was in Russia, was out. So if the president was in Russia, he was the president of the Republic of Sierra Leone at that moment in time. He was the acting president. He could have acted more responsibly. Now, another blamer, sometimes he didn't traffic, he missed there, no one missed in Juma, he run with that mostly. I don't know what his intentions were, and I'm not going to judge, because I don't get that right thing for judging like that. I don't know what the true intention. But all I could say is, we need to, our leaders, like what you say, need for be more respectful to the people, and they need for be more responsible, because the security of if anything will happen under, only Allah know what will happen to people there. If anything will happen, if like when you take a mic, somebody out of crazy madness and go push the VP, who knows what the security around them for don't do. So it get for act responsibly. Yes, now Muslim. Yes, the mosque accord and that right, because the mosque not get right for refuse any human being, even a man who's drunk with alcohol. If you want him out, it's not you not get right for refuse and for go pray, because you do not know whether or not the day that they are on column for let it turn them. So nobody not get right for drive anybody out of a masjid. Even a madman, if you can't tell at masjid you want to pray, you allow him to let him up there. Because you do not know what Allah has planned. And that the whole thing about Islam, that the whole thing, nobody say you can be a member for enter.
No.
So I think the masjid not talk that day. And the imam not talk that at all. Say no guy for enter. But what the imam talk was, if I don't give information, they don't say someone come. So he tries to presuppose why Julia was there.
Yeah.
That was wrong on his part. And he was very, very one-sided, very, very biased, putting blame. Yes, you go put blame. And Samuel Kamara can now get sit for this and that.
That's it.
But if Samuel Kamara get sit for, why did you give him a mic?
Yeah,
you understand?
Okay. Yeah.
Why you get a mic? Why you get a mic in the first place?
Yes. Make I just enter small here. I want to look at the two lesser evil within the spectrum. Looking at the imam, looking at the council of imams and letter. Yeah. The imam, you talk about the way very, very pivotal. You say management skills,
leadership.
Yes, the imam probably they were overwhelmed by having two most powerful people at the country. Yeah. So I think probably they don't get any way for deal with such situation where it arises. That's I'm going to look into that. I think the imam that will affect them, but the council of imams, how many sit back, go back to drawing board and look at the letter? Yes. Yeah.
But I'm not going. We
I point to just have for maybe for the council of imams. How many retract that letter?
They have to,
because Islam not give short views. Islam a religion with way open to everybody. A religion will embrace everybody. Right. When two people are into one fiasco, not address the one and left the other. Islam no discriminate at all. So for me personally, I get more sympathy for the imam and the mosque than
you get a letter. You get a letter when the council of imams.
Yeah, I get her.
So maybe you can send them to Little, let people see what you talk about. Yeah. You know, let people see what you talk about. Mr. Saju, you on the line?
Yeah.
Okay, Mr. Saju. Yeah, long wrap up. What you want to say?
Well, thank you very much. Because what you want to take the talk, at least one of they take the talk out of the politics. Because the Sierra Leone committee, most of them take this on politics right now. When they support SNPP, they blame Kamara Fugule and the masjid. When they support APC, they blame Julia and the masjid. So if Aleko they bring this talk now they see, because when they take them to the they take it in a good sense, when I don't politicize them at all. Thank you very much for that. When I really keep up the good work.
Thank you.
Okay, bro. Thank you very much.
I really appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Little.
Thank you.
Okay. Anyway, if you still want calling, the number is 07946 141 369. We encourage more people there for participate. The reason why we couldn't tell people there for participate is because we can stand all and talk about this.
Yeah.
You know, we get big enough heads. Follow police, but the thing is, as big as the heads are, it's a tiny sense we get. You know, the more we talk about this, the more discussion. Daphne, I see the call on Facebook, but please, Daphne, call the number now 07946 141 369 or +44 07946 141 369. Call the number there, we'll pick your call. Or you can call on WhatsApp. Call the same number on WhatsApp. +44 7946 141 369. We're going to pick your call. But if you call on Facebook, we're going to pick up the call, Daphne. And we don't see Boku, you don't make Boku contribution to the show. Again, I just want to say, people when they talk, when I call, because our views are important. When I call, when I talk on our views, they're all actually able to talk and discuss this. That's the good thing about this program. We don't want to talk at tuna. We want to get a conversation.
We want to participate.
You know, and that's not what Inside Story is all about. Inside Story is about participation. It's a dialogue. It's a conversation rather than a talk down. We don't want to lecture nobody now. These guys are well astute enough to be able to lecture people now, but that's not the issue. We don't want to lecture. In fact, we're not lecture. You know, so we can next them. We're even better for it. You know, more discussion, more discourse, more communication makes us be better for it. You know, again, Sport, what are you take on this one? I know somebody will come back to this Imam Saga, but what are you take on that?
Just like how we all don't say, that letter nobody called for. That letter was, I say, just add sort of injury. That's the way I say it, and it was quite un-Islamic. that letter no. You know the thing about like I started the entire show is that politics have become so divisive in Salone now that even the slightest thing now people don't know how to manage and well. They put them within the they put them within mainstream politics. They try to make the politics. If possible, they work as if for the government. You understand? So we get for land for living in a society, a civil society where we pretend say, how can we coexist without politics? Let's say there was no politics. You understand? Because most things have happened. People they try for politicize them. You understand? We can still live as brothers and sisters without politics. So, my brother, you get any contribution?
Mr. D, what you want to say to this topic here? Anyway, sorry, listeners, we get viewers, we get somebody that is studio. We join, we've been there with we, and also can support we. I know say you want to say something small to now, Mr. Deen. What you want to say about this saga?
The listeners, I just want to tell you now plenty thank you. This is a very sensitive issue. And looking at what happened, to me, I feel very much unprecedented, the arrival of the vice president. And I also want to take the blame from the imams and some because we therefore agree to disagree now. For me, I feel because the impromptu arrival of the vice president it bring a commotion to the people that either they were happy or overwhelmed, or because of this time not being too enough for them. Because prayer get time, and whatever waiting happen outside, I don't feel say the imam then gets a big saying to waiting happen outside. Because now like waiting we put them they say we want eat. It's nothing to do about waiting happen inside the mosque. Although some of them will go down at the crowd outside. To me, I just feel say therefore find a level ground wherein the imams and stakeholders and for come together and try for resolve this issue because we will not get religious issues at all now we country. Yeah. I remember all small if Christmas come, all man they come on at it. Okay, they come, all man come on at it. Devil they come on, it just a dance. We don't know whether I'm a Christian or Muslim. So we society very tolerant. So I want to make that continue. The visiting of Samuel, I don't feel say it will be a problem or the vice president. We are a tolerant nation religiously. So to me, I feel say the imams them like with him now all on talk now a bit of like management issue take place. They don't even manage the situation. You understand? Because the crowd or the arrival of the vice president, as I say earlier on, it was too impromptu. So I feel say for me now this I get for safe for so far.
Thank you. I think we'll wrap up this topic now, but let's just go to some messages from we viewers. I don't know we read all, but I will just pick a few. One from Alpha Side to say we need to change our attitudes. Other one say, is there an institution for imams in Sierra Leone? Yes, there is, Georgina Coca. The other one, John Kanu, will say the Council of Imams were very hypocritical and one-sided in their press statement. It says, thank you, Mr. MacFoy. The other one say, well said, MacFoy. Frank say, okay, these are all MacFoy. Now, thank you for the thumbs up. The other one say, VP Julia should have behaved responsibly. As the second man in the country, he shouldn't walk in like any riffraff. That's why none should have the chief protocol who is responsible to guide. I understand what this person say. He says as a second judge might not people don't walk into the mosque if they don't do the protocol.
We don't say that. We already say that. Yeah.
And that's we've already said. We all agree on that. Georgina Cook said, well said, MacFoy. Religion's love and tolerance. You're absolutely right. When you have a status, your security is paramount, which we all agree. Then there's two more here, one more at the bottom. Georgina says, I so believe that the politicians are prying on religions instead of focusing on the serious issues of the country. There's hunger, joblessness, poor healthcare in the country. Let the politicians don't use the sacred religious places for publicity. And this is one view, I think, where I talk about.
She hits
it right.
Absolutely.
You know,
spot on.
and that was spot on, Georgina.
Yes.
And I think I talk about that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do not use where I go to pray to my Creator as your platform to propagate your political ideology.
Sure.
It is dangerous because at every single society, whether it's let's take Europe. Let's take Europe. When the Crusaders and the Catholic Church and the Church of England were head of the country, and they used religion to propagate. We saw the brutality when they went to the South Americas. We saw how they killed thousands of people, how they nearly wiped out the Incas because of that. We see that. We see where states they use religion. We see what happened in the Middle East. We see what happened with Al Qaeda, ISIS, when they use religion in the most vile way. And these people, I must say, do not represent Islam. There is nothing Islamic about them. Absolutely nothing. And I say this, don't become man butu head, say Allah Akbar, no mean say you don't worship the Muslim. Just because let's become man say in Jesus' name, no mean say na Christian.
You get Jesus.
You know, you know, and I'm not there for judge, but at least by the sunnah of me Prophet Muhammad, I can sit down and say that is un-Islamic. That is not the way of the Prophet. That is not what we were taught. That is not how he taught us to behave. And the Prophet is not telling us if we go chop people their head, if we go behead people there, if we brutalize people there, if we tie them, beat them, throw them up from a building. No. Rather, Christ never said, shoot that man in the name of Christianity. Go and clean them, go and cut their heads off. They're barbarians, they're barbaric. He never said that. You know, neither Moses, neither Abraham, neither Isaac. Nobody said that. So politicians must always become and must stop this abhorrent behavior of using religious houses for propagate hate, for propagate the ideology. Now, there's nothing wrong for Lego visit the mosque, and so I thank you for hosting me. I hope say I'm able to deliver for that. But to make it a campaign platform is wrong, and they must stop doing it. You know. So again, listeners, we'll go for a small commercial break. You know, say what about this program. The people that make it possible for we, and when they do the adverts, when they pay small. So again, we will come. The next topic we deal with now the AG saga. You know, whether the AG will get the right for ask the head of the law school for go and leave.
We'll be right back. Don't go nowhere.
We'll not go. Sex. Now stay tuned.
If you're having credit problems, I feel bad for you, son. 1,000 problems, but I can't rank one. Wolves for sure got me back. If you're having credit problems, I feel bad for you, son. 1,000 problems, but I can't rank one. Wolves for sure got me back in the car. Leasing with my credit, I was like, man, forget it. Who would've thought I'd be accepted and more? But now I got the keys, I feel so pleased. All types of cars, Fiats, Minis, Renaults, you know, boom, boom, let's go. Wolves for sure, car leasing for every credit score.
Famous to all the baby where them walk me at, where don't make me feel like say I'm not man enough. I no get nothing for offer. To all me party will look down on me, where don't make me feel like say my life no go become something. And they walked away. All the people will promise for help me. They say come office today, tomorrow, next tomorrow. The story not just the same, but I refuse to give up. I kept on hoping, I kept believing. Now everything don't change.
So Nikki, you're a winner.
Yeah, I've won 3 times now.
Wow, is that all through Lifestyle Bids, right?
That's right. So first I won the Music Awards, which was in London. Then I won the boxing match, which was in Cardiff. All they had to do was bid 83 pence for that. And then the music festival, which was in California.
And the private jet?
Yeah, maybe 3 mates won that too.
So I think it's definitely safe to say that Lifestyle Bids works for you.
Oh yeah, Lifestyle Bids definitely works for me.
So don't just dream it, bid it. Go to lifestylebids.com and
innocent, money making my sin worldwide.
Oh yeah, pray for me. Mama, pray for me. I'm in the jungle, I want to make money. Oh yeah, pray for me. Papa, pray for me. Oluwa, guide my footsteps in this journey. Oh yeah, pray for me. Pray, 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 pray. Oluwa, bless me as I am taking this journey. The road to success, now be something we funny. Sometimes you go day level, sometimes you go stormy. Lord, I depend on you to prepare a table before me. Baba, take me away from this wilderness. Protect me from the things them where you be said that they give man stress. This year my life no sweet, I'm tired with this bitterness. I must make this money, I beg you Baba, make you give access. Oh yeah, pray for me. Mama, pray for me. I'm in the jungle, I want to make money. Oh yeah, pray for me. Papa, pray for me. Oluwa, guide my footsteps in this journey. Oh yeah, pray for me. Pray, 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 pray. As I am going out, Baba, please bless my hustle. Give me the courage to move on, strengthen my muscle. As you they see me so, it don't tell me how they struggle. My own portion of blessing, I beg make you give me a double. Baba, take me away from this wilderness. Protect me from the things them where you be said that they give man stress. This year my life no sweet, I'm tired with this bitterness. I must make this money, I beg you Baba, make you give access. Oh yeah, pray for me. Mama, pray for me. I'm in the jungle, I want to make money. Oh yeah, pray for me. Papa, pray for me. Oluwa, guide my footsteps in this journey. Oh yeah, pray for me. Pray, 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 pray. Oh yeah, pray for me. Pray, 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 pray.
to accommodate them inside. And even the flag bearer of the APC, when he don't notify for say it come, he make sure say he obey the rules. In fact, according to what we receive, he go to that place there 15 minutes before even the khutbah starts. And that's the real law of Islam. The non-believer, when they say a non-believer, they obey the laws of Islam. Because this is like special time when you offer prayer on a Friday, when they say God will answer them. So it go prior before even the khutbah starts. And for the believers, they always advise say, try for come to the mosque before the khutbah starts. One, the reason is that once the khutbah don't start, you not for come to the mosque, you begin to disturb. Because some people have created the habit when they come in the past, they jam this, distract the imam. That don't nullify the prayer of even the Muslim. So if we vice president feel that if you need for good pray, I think say if I don't give an avant-garde, and if I don't do it even before the khutbah starts. But it comes, the khutbah don't start. They send a man and policeman for go knock door for say it don't come. They don't nullify prayer. And they don't nullify the prayers, they don't disturb the prayer or the Juma prayer already. Anyway, now Muslim. And also, here is something. If you don't do that one day, it don't come. The imam, they give respect, they give the mic. They say what you get for say. I don't think say the imams, they get any control over it. And not for the first time this a non-Christian, they go to the mosque. Sam Sumana, they convert, they accept her. Maybe Samurai Kamara, and they're on the way for convert to become Islam. Because God said, Uduuni is Tabatu. And say, call me, I'll come for you running. Who knows? Sometimes this man is there on the point of conversion. Before even the next election, not even because of elections. And it was so humble. I don't blame them all too. But I mean, you can't control the crowd.
Okay, Dr. Kamara.
This is a clear message for tell Dulde, the vice president, with due respect, that something is not right. They don't tell us say no can pray. The imam they give him where they pray.
Dr. Kamara.
Yes.
Dr. Kamara, we don't cut you off, sir. We don't get the point, but the responsibility of Islam. What do you take on the letter by the Council of Imams? What do you take on that? And where are you facing that for the handle? What do you feel say supposed to happen?
Well, you see, the Council of Imams, honestly, I think they kowtow to the whims of the present government. And they do them in a haste, and that's not the way to cancel. And all right, to me, I know say at the hot boku of my friends and where they are say, hey, now Dr. Alusine talk so. No. I know, right? Yeah, he's a head of state, and if I do due diligence, if you don't do diligence, therefore tell him, you don't disrupt the mechanisms of Islam. Now you bring the chaos. To start with, because it's supposed to go now other mosques where they don't allot to them, and nobody they just come in. Who knows? Maybe under the disguise for say, okay, let me go there to see what are the reactions. I mean, let's just be frank here.
Okay.
I know. I mean, people that will castigate me. But this is it. We are all Muslims and we are all Sri Lankans.
So Dr.
We are at the edge. We don't want to continue going to the edge of hegemony or whatever you call it.
Absolutely. And I think that the central message on this whole thing here, those of us where we value with peace and with sanctity, and those of we will get with people that we live in Salone, where we care about, where we love them, until they won't cool them. We understand we don't go through a civil war, we don't lost people through a civil war. We understand the pain of losing somebody we love. We understand the pain of losing a society. Our country was sent 50 years or 100 years back, maybe 3 generations back because of that civil war. Everything what they do now, we will be mindful of where we've come from and the painful history we'll get. That was not a religious civil war, but it was this teta, infringe upon people, infringe. You build up to a point where people will look at a destructive force as an alternative. And we, every Sierra Leonean, you will get access to social media, you will get access to WhatsApp, you will get access to public, you will get access to television. We must be very, very careful what will they say, how will they say them, how will they write them, how will they interpret them, because that gets a lot for do on we society. Just digress slightly. Here, the Prime Minister, when they talk about Brexit, the Ben Act, yes, call it a surrender bill. The moment the Prime Minister used the word surrender bill, members of Parliament and the British Parliament begin get death threats. People they send death threats to opposition MPs saying you're dead, you're this, you're that. Then they cost. Even today, one of the female MPs then come up and stand up in Parliament and actually ask the Prime Minister for apologize. But he didn't. So it's just about discourse. A single word by a single politician, when they carry people them, it can be fueled by people that will not get common sense, when they think. We're irrational and just act and begin cause problem in the country. What you go love for see is a statement from either the information minister, I think say we don't 98.1 today, or AYV. For the day. So Mr. Kamara, wale wrap up for we, sir.
What's it?
We want to wrap up for we, sir. On that imam.
Yeah, what's the last word, sir?
What's the last word you want to get to that issue?
The last word is that I appeal to Papa government and the ministers then. May they stop the intimidation. May they stop for do a lot of things then where they lead way back into the war. This is a clear message for telling say when they say the ground right. I mean, a hungry man is an angry man. Make them stop for provoke situations and make them be real and let the truthful. And the Council of Ministers, make them not just control, make them go back and fact and try to see how they do. They take one side. The Imam is very innocent. They not prevent him. So what is this? And then they try to tribalize the thing. Like say, this is the Timmy Mosque, or this is the Basharia, or something like that. No. So now that's what we got for you.
Thank you, Dr.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you
very much, sir.
Again, the message and the theme about tolerance, about respect, about the narrative. Not for making political, but for being honest and truthful about it. So again, all the people don't call about this issue. We don't belabor the point anymore.
Yeah, we don't.
All the people that we don't call. And somebody just make a comment and say why people they blame Dr. Julie. Ali Ujalo, you say why did they blame Dr. Julie? Ali, nobody they blame Dr. Julie. But waiting will they point out that the responsibility will the vice president get for the safety and security of we people of himself. That's important. So we not they blame him. We just say if on hindsight, if we don't think about that force or the people that in spokes or whatever people that are around them, if we don't think about the consequences of the force before they make a decision there. So not about saying the vice president wrong for go pray. Nobody's saying that. Not about saying the vice president wrong for going to the mosque, but we just say he is the vice president.
Yeah, and the burden.
The burden where the place
and the
logistics.
He was the president.
And he was the president.
And
so
there are prerogatives where he therefore enjoy as a president.
As a president,
They go to that kind of mosque there. That will be mosque, a very massive mosque. They get a lot of crowd.
Exactly.
So if you don't give a prime notice.
And the answer way the Bridgeway where somebody talks say the vice president let for go in a place where people they let for go. It go slide into the mosque. Now, yes, that is what the vice president would like and would love to do, but God, unfortunately for him now, he not get that privilege anymore.
No.
It's not a public asset.
And let's be truthful to the vice president. He not get the privilege of the ordinary man anymore.
No.
That privilege he's giving up because of his vice presidency. So let the vice president know this clearly. He cannot sneak into place, into masjid on a Friday when people they pray. On a Sunday, he cannot go into King Memorial. He cannot go into one of them churches them. You know, you cannot just walk in on a Sunday and say, okay, me advice, I go hide in the corner, let people don't see me. No, your presence creates an audience. Your presence creates something. Even the pastor at the pulpit, when he sees you, your presence will begin to talk certain things when you're not supposed to talk. You know, so he's a second gen. Nobody blame him, but everybody say he must understand now. In the vice president of the Republic of Sierra Leone, he is not an ordinary like Miosona. When you go inside any mosque and put me to sports mass, you don't know that he can. You go play and come back and take nobody wants to. Like the business, they will say, hey, you should go. Exactly. You know, if you can't, so we don't mistake kick and pass banner, you cannot say anything. But he now is vice president, and he need to understand that. Yes, I know. Like, but put this country, people in their past, liberty and they talk say, I miss being an ordinary human being. He's not anymore. Hello. And you need to follow that. Hello. Hello. Hello, good evening.
Yeah. Good evening, sir.
Now let me talk.
This is Sally Fofana.
Yes, Sally Fofana from Usai.
From Freetown. Proud son of Mashimra Chiefdom for Thonkla District, Northwest Region.
Okay, Mr. Sally Fofana, what are you contributing to this program?
Welcome, Sally. I just want to make a little contribution towards this saga that happened at Bombay Mosque on Friday. Really, some people like MacFoy, what they say this mosque na Bombay, it don't dey mark as APC mosque according to Neon explanation maybe they talk now the saga, but you know one day this one day masjid we open to all man they go there, they go pray. As we all can say the Juma prayer where they go for go observe the Juma prayer, you can go earlier as time. As Samura Kamara owner, a non-Muslim, he go to time. I was there at the masjid. Why Jule he go the first sermon of the lecture don't he really creates an impact. Then Jule forget say it's not so ordinary man at the country, at second gentleman at the country. So going as if I like only any ordinary person, they really blunder. Then some people they blame the imam. Imam not the right thing they do because Jules Jallo is a high personality. So he go, the imam do the right thing, introduce some again the mic. But when we go now the masjid, not to politics, not to campaign, go for go campaign. If you do let it go, as for go serve your own God, you go for go pray, you're not supposed to request for mic. If you want to talk to me, you want to talk to people, let go on a radio station, the message you flow. People and they blame Samura Kamara saying nah this. The thing ever be so Samura Kamara was there was silence. Really silent.
Okay, Mr. Fofana, thank you very much for your contribution. We don't know. You what's in the literature must say, and what do they say again?
Eyewitness.
You know, the situation could have been better managed. The situation could have been better handled. You know, what beginning
for security reasons.
For various reasons, not just for various reasons. You know, and this now landing curve. You know, anything we do, now something we will all for take something out of. A landing curve. We all for know how we for manage this better. Another caller. What are your names? What name? What side you call from? Good evening, caller. Good evening, caller. What name? What side you call from?
Okay, Mina Usman Toli. I call from the UK.
Good evening, Mr. Toli. How are you, sir?
You know, Balo, are you so brother?
Alhamdulillah, boss. So, what's your contribution to this program?
Okay, I just listening to your contribution.
Okay.
As well as what my brother Wina Saj.
Okay.
Listening to the contribution carefully.
Okay.
But I want to look at from a different perspective, from a different lens, issue way up on Basharia Mosque, Bombay Mosque.
Okay.
I mean, the thing is, I don't want to talk about what actually happened at the mosque.
Okay.
I just want to focus basically on the activity of Dr. Samura Kamara. Well, we know Samura Kamara, an former flag bearer of the APC party, And he still aspire for being a contestant for the flag bearership. He took him from a recent interview with the with someone wise and Laura. Still determined for that position there.
Okay.
The concern where most of we Sierra Leoneans we get, and we the Muslims then, we know say Salone are one of the most religious tolerant countries in the world. We agree with you now. As an individual, you're free for going to mosques, go pray at any time. You, Muslim, Christian, atheist, or whatever. But what you don't want, we don't want the people that care about politics that we mosques.
Okay.
Politics is important. From a religious perspective, as well as from a national perspective. But we also have to be careful. In the sense that God is not like hypocrites. We understand, and we look at the trend. You know, when we analyze issues, you get to look at the statistics. Dr. Samura Kamara recently, when we lost this election, done persistently appear amongst. There was one way, a very controversial one, where I think now Kupa amongst where they go to the extent they put out inside the man for day, which was very controversial as well. A lot of religious leaders they condemn one for that, and together with the religious leaders in the mosques, we allowed that to happen. That was controversial. Then you go one side, we not pray again. And the thing, we have to be careful. Each time where this man appears amongst, we get a lot of crowd. A lot of crowd. You know, we have to be careful because at the end of the day, we understand, the effect of the actions. Yeah? The question I want to bring back is this. Knowing very well the impact of the action. Say, anytime we appear at an auction, people in Uganda, large quantity of people, and most of these people, they do them here on the basis of politics.
Okay, Mr. Tolly, I think so, you've not been there before. You can't meet somewhere upon the program. But these are issues that we don't deal with. We actually talk about Tande. We don't talk about, say, for use the masjid for political propaganda, for go use the mosque, and we the urge position for stop Tande. That's the way we don't exhaust. I talk that we don't address. We don't talk about them. So you're literally going over the same points. So
summarize your points.
So
please.
You summarize for we. So we can move on to the next topic. But again, it's good we don't bring out what you don't say. Again, I'm good with Samara Kamara. And again, we don't sit down there. Let it stop for use the faith and the religion as a political propaganda machine.
As a proxy for political campaign.
As a proxy for political campaign. He needs to stop that. And the imam there, where they manage the mosque, they need for tell and say, if you can't have can worship for Islam, fine. But if you can't have can talk about party politics, everyone can fan vote, this is not the right time. When it's campaign season, we know politicians go to mosque, church. Most Christian presidents will go to the church, constantly go visit this church. Why? Because they get a ready-made audience and they will able to get to there. But this is the campaign season. Campaign season is done, and you need for refrain and pull back from their actions. And I know Dr. Samara Kamara as a decent human being, as a decent man, with decent character. But having said that, whatever his intentions are, it is becoming very evident that they might not be religious. They might be bordering. I don't want judge. I don't want judge. I don't want judge. I don't want judge.
I beg to differ.
I don't want judge because the reason why they say
might be or might not.
It might not be. And the reason why they say that, and let me finish the point. And the reason why they say that is because he constantly goes to the mosque. He's never declared the Shahada. He never declared intentions for say, I want to become a Muslim. He never declared, he never begin to talk about the fated. And let us be honest and frank about this. Hold on. Okay. As a Muslim, hold on. Another area and say, I go to this mosque because I want to find out about the beautiful religion of Islam. Another area say, he go to a mosque and say, oh me, I wish I was a Muslim. I have never heard him say that. The day I hear him say it, then my suspicion of the reason the way they go there, it's a suspicion. It might not be true, it might not be correct, but my suspicion is, I fear to make they go there for that reason rather than a religious reason. If he's going to the masjid to worship God, for find out about Islam, for me as a Muslim, alhamdulillah. But if he's going there to use that platform, then it's a problem.
Okay, well, I think I will disagree a bit on this issue.
Okay.
This are two clear. Some people, it takes time for integrate inside the religion.
Yes.
And Islam, if somebody they can't turn now, can't pay now. Probably you have to join. Or you don't take
Yes, thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Tolly.
Thank you very much, sir.
Sometimes you don't take the Shahada. In private, we don't know. We need more information. Sometimes you don't take the Kalma Shahada. In private, we don't know. We just need more information. However, most of probably they books we can test so they invite them for go attend, we go play with them. Which I feel that na barakat to the religion. We don't know. So therefore we need more information. Yes, we all are politicians. Right? And our medical on the side. Right? And if Dr. Somebody go to the mosque, it also go to church. Not so? So I feel say that just underpin the strength of religious tolerance in the country. Yes, I get it basically.
I do not dispute that. Neither that say somebody go there for political reasons. I hope when it's going there.
That's what I said. We need more information.
I'm not sure. We don't know.
Yes,
you cannot say for certain. Yes. He cannot say for that definite. Yeah. So I am absolutely right for say I'm not sure about intention.
Yeah, well,
only way Dr. Samara come for say I am going to the masjid because I want to become a Muslim. Will I utter those words that Dr. Samara come out to go to mosque because he want to become a Muslim?
We're going to convert Dr. Samara to Muslim. We're going to get inside the mosque. We're not convert outside the mosque.
Yes, caller.
I agree.
Yes.
Hello, good evening, caller. What's your name? Where's you call from?
This Honorable Current K.
Honorable Current K. Where's you call from?
I come from Maryland, United States.
Okay, what are your contribution to this program, sir?
The contribution, first and foremost, I just want to thank you first for bringing awareness to we all in the world, because the world as a large, we only watch now all over the world. I've seen say one piece where we always pray for and happy for that we country Sierra Leone, that the religious tolerance we get within ourselves. Now make we enjoy sanity in our country. We know different part of the world, where to the see so they happen because of religious infight. The Basharia mission, then them as a mission to build perspective, and I think yesterday I see a press release from the Islamic Council, which is good. That make me only finally as a Muslim, and we hope for see a letter of apology from the Basharia mission for sent to the public, because it was uncalled for. Then at the House of God, that's what the personality say. Okay, he is against one country, but we Muslim them we not get specific mosque say power na for pray. I for come along come Allen so for come pray now. Usa prayer makes me be similar na the do. So if VP go coincidentally when we talk about okay, it's well and good. Let me pray, we pray. If me not be the imam, after prayer, then two people will come in top. After the one we all scatter. I don't need to draw anybody attention. Vice President that play. Level I say not to election term this, not to campaign term this. This that term follow is we put things together. Let me see how we push our country for. But this begin term, wait till the see where the form of flag bearer for the Honorable Governor Dr. Samoa. You know, they use mosques and they go. We're going to say they go to the church and dance. I use the mosques and also they use the church. And church, you know, church wants to not declare faith. You must accept Jesus Christ as your pastor, Savior, and Lord. So if you're not going to amongst one Christians, you know, you know, declare intentionate. Secondly, you know, that's the, you know, decide to compassion that accepts this Muslim religion, then we Muslim elders them, they deceive themselves all in the name of politics. It is undone, it is uncalled for inside Sierra Leone. But we just pray say this will be a stepping stone and another point for we all for let the learn from this point say in Sierra Leone in particular, we know they ever or the world as a large, we know they get invitation for people to call. I'm going to go split much. You know, don't we learn nowadays saying I'm going to go worship. So if you see somebody jam kind of box down today, it's when I go to accept someone I'm a Muslim or sister in Islam. That's the main contribution with what
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Honorable. Thank you.
Thank you for
listeners. We're moving on to the next topic. We're the saga, the law school saga. Well, okay. I think.
Thank you very much, Honorable. We appreciate
the call.
We appreciate the call.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, guys.
We'll pass the information to Dr. Samura. Dr. Samura, man, said they don't see na box na pass Marco.
Yeah, no, the cowards.
You need for man say you don't fashion the box so much. They say you need for can declare effects. Man say the next scene at church so.
No,
so you need for can declare. Well, who confused? Dr. Samura who confused Friday.
Who's that day?
Wait. Church don't divert so.
You see? When I say Dr. Samura inside the day, but Dr. Samura left Islam, and in defending Dr. Samura, he came from an Islamic family.
Yes, the background of Islam.
See, so wait. No, that's my case.
Wait, that done.
Yes,
that done. In defending Dr. Samura, in people, they all are Muslim. It came from an Islamic background. And because of in upbringing, and the people who bring up, we the Catholic people, I make it chose Catholicism. Okay, like most of we as alone, without men we usually father.
Correct.
Again, that underpins our tolerance of religion.
Yes.
So that means outside in a day.
So that's a sport. Usani Monday, but me waiting go give me collab for sake for call. So come on, Muslim. Where it declare in Shahada.
Now patience. It takes time to convert him.
Declare in Shahada. Privately to the wall. Where you know the shame but you know they keep a secret. When they declare to the wall,
hello caller.
Publicly and openly.
Hello,
good evening, caller. What the name was I the call from?
Yes, caller.
Good evening, caller. What the name was I the call from?
The call from Paris.
From Paris. What the name, sir?
So I just
what are your name, sir? You can move away from the device quickly, but I don't know if you get your laptop on or whatever you get on. Move away from Monday, then no talk. But give me your name, sir.
Hello?
Yes. Yeah, we'll get you. What are your name, sir?
I think Safaradin from Paris.
Okay, Safaradin?
Yes.
Okay, Safaradin, what are your contribution to this program?
So I just want to make one contribution in connection to waiting. One that other man at this one, they don't see the type of individual. And first of all, I don't know if it's in a Muslim or whatever. So it's in a Muslim, they can correct the outside the state. No, they will permit any Muslim to stay, with any people pray, for who is on for the day, I want to pray at this point.
No, okay, hold on. Caller, hold on. Nobody in this program
nobody
say that. Nobody not say anybody need permission for go pray at any masjid. Wait till we say, Lord repeat it again. Last one was for you. We say because Dr. Julde Jallo, now Vice President of the Republic of Sierra Leone, He not an ordinary citizen like me and you.
Protocols don't change.
So protocols don't change for in safety and security, in courtesy and the people and safety and the mosque. In need for one people and say they come. So nobody not say nobody not say it get for take permission for going to any masjid, and nobody will ever say that.
Absolutely.
But me go say, if me be the part of Dr. Julian team, I go advise say, my honorable vice president, please let the mosque get a prior notice. Even if we don't stop at Mountain Court, we don't stop at Kissing Road, we want to go pray. Please send a message to that masjid, say, hey, before I enter this masjid, let somebody go talk to the management and team, say, would they enter? Because I want prayer. For let them make necessary arrangement. If they don't make necessary, hold on, hold on. So what do we decide? So what do you do? Okay, so you just say. So you hold on, caller. For this same way, and this way the action happen today. If the people are not trying to pull religion from politics, you don't go fight for that country today. Absolutely, we all agree with you.
We agree with you. Yes, we
all agree with you.
Why make Samuel come and a Catholic? Why you need to go and church congregation?
Oh no!
Oh, you are the Muslim. You are the Muslim. Okay, now we Muslim. Now the stupid people. Now we for you.
No, Mr. Saladin. Mr. Saladin.
No.
Mr. Saladin.
We tolerant.
Mr. Saladin.
Very tolerant nation.
We understand your frustration and we understand the level of distrust and thinking that why is he going there. But let's not prejudge. Or not castigate, not say we are stupid. We religion where we get the specific sunnah of the prophet.
The biggest religion in the country.
Na sunnah, na way of na actually teaching in Islam say you get for allow anybody for embrace everybody irrespective of whose denomination they belong to. We get for embrace it. So not just stupidity. Now follow the sunnah. We don't day and the practice of the faith. So that's not take any offense in that. The Muslim people are not stupid, not Christian people are stupid, not religious people are stupid. But they follow their faith in the way it's supposed to be followed. And thank you for your contribution. And again, we say thank you for listening. Again, different views across the board. But we move on now. We next topic now the Law School Saga. And I want to say a sweet one. A sweet one. From there we go to the police zone. Now, that before they open this flyer, we'll get somebody when I sabi only categories, columns and commas and semicolons. When they can't tell who's the semicolon, those also small. Of course. We're here to be educated. When they can't tell who's the semicolon there, who's the comma there, who's the full stop there, who's the Mr. Thonkla.
Yes,
Mr. Thonkla, waiting that you take on that letter by the Attorney General, Minister of Justice, Dr. Priscilla Schwartz, was sent to the head of the law school, where they ask her for go on indefinite leave.
Pamela Davis.
Yes.
Yeah. You see the issue now law school, it just highlights layers of problems now academic systems alone.
Okay.
You're looking at in a binary approach. On one side, a principle. On the other, I see I'm saying like an abuse of power.
Okay.
Now let's have a background about this issue. Somebody in Phila Law School, this woman, Pamela Davis, she is a she was a deputy director acting director for the law school. Okay. So somebody of it, instance, come on, you say over in dead body, this no go happen like you watch.
On the watch.
Yes.
What say will happen?
For say this man for go Why? Well, that will go dwell into that. Now look at the Attorney General. That general, she has vast amount of experience. I don't see background. Very educated woman, but a role now by appointment like a prerogative. As the moment we become an Attorney General, automatically you are a director of the board. But you are not the chair of the board. So therefore, for take a unilateral decision, we go overshadow the entire board. When I get a meeting, when I make a decision. Okay? So, but we need more information because I don't have a dig fact on this matter. It just a widen. The scope just a widen. Okay, intake the decision say for send them for leave the lady. Why? Then we will discuss them again. Okay, he get right for do so. We'll go still carry on this issue. We could see if he get right for do so as just a board member because he get the chairman of the board of the law school, right? Okay. So what I can say this issue it just highlights layers of problems. This issue is started from 2012 to 2013, and the first is law school ring a bell. Say there are some issues, malpractice happened at the school. This school need reform. I remember I was actually involved in that issue as well. I sent some messages on Facebook and plus them. That thing, it came inside, it shaped the law school. Even lawyers they've not practiced for decades. Then challenge say some of them for take the back of law school, many go take the exams because some of them they go through based on some anomalies. That was 2013. I did this thing first.
I think the president changed the law. They changed
yes.
the law on admissions and this and that.
Yeah, well, yes, but like a sugar coating.
The rules, they changed the rules on admissions.
They do, yes,
and that was done.
Yeah, yes, but
by my understanding.
Yes. Well, what we say. Okay, so I feel say within that time that was a defining moment for don't bring out reforms for sweep clean the law school. Why they talk so? That's the only law school in the country. And all the law schools in the country. Like here, we got a lot of law schools.
Yeah.
Okay, so then all the law schools, so the standard will be very, very high.
Yes.
Because that they will train the next set of judges, high court judges, Supreme Court judges. Now from there, they come out. So we therefore set the bar very high for make sure say the standard, the record of the law school is stand out. Okay, so this issue, I feel say this issue for be directly look into by the Minister of Education, not in office. Now, in general, like board member, but the Minister of Education, the law school can under the Minister of Education. Now, this is what I talk say there are layers of problems.
Law school is a separate entity.
Yeah, no, but it's under the Minister of Education.
Okay, but it's got your own rules and
what about if it's not getting rules and regulation?
So the question here is
yes,
was the Attorney General right for as the director, acting director, for go on leave?
Well, I don't make it clear. Say she's just a board member, not to the chair of the board.
From your view, she wasn't right.
Well, I mean, for personally, I disagree with her because
this you see the issue is not about whether we are disagree personally.
Yes.
Because in personal disagreement,
well, in function,
because the issue we don't carry the country.
Yes.
A lot of people say the Attorney General not getting right.
Yes.
For us, the acting
director
for go on
leave.
Okay. You don't bring up one point where they say, because she's a board member,
yes,
she hasn't got the right.
And that I say she's not the chairman of the board. I just get that motion based on appointment.
Is there any clause in the functions of the law school that says the Attorney General or Minister of Justice, as the case may be,
yes,
we get an automatic seat there, we can either sit there or appoint somebody on the behalf of sit there, get the right for say you, Madam X, Y, and Z, or you, Mr. X, Y, and Z, as the head of the law school, you know they perform the way we feel for perform. There's so many issues that we lacking. Yes, the board, as a board member, you get right for say go on indefinite leave, because the issue here is not about what we think. Now waiting the law say for happen.
Correct.
Now important, and it borders on the rule of law, whether people are above the law or then they follow the law.
Yes.
And if you get the Attorney General and Minister of Justice in our country, and not they follow the law or not sinful for the law, then the question beggars: is she above the law, or does the law is the law applicable only to ordinary people? Is the law and the application of the law only to people who get political power? That's the issue. I think this becomes an issue.
An issue. That's
so
right.
The question we need to ask you, and we're going to ask Mr. Spur as well, is: does the Attorney General and Minister of Justice get the power given to her constitutionally or under the rules of the law school? Does she have that power to write a letter demanding, not even demanding, asking with directive that you go on leave.
Well,
Mr. Spur.
Well, with me personally, I go be really, really embarrassed. Follow we understand say the Attorney General acts arbitrarily. Really, we will be really embarrassed.
Yeah, absolutely.
Then, wait. The reason why I'm satisfied here is because the law school is a legal institution.
It is.
Then the head of a law school, I think, it must be somebody way legally minded.
Yeah.
Okay. So if I am legally minded, and I'm the head of the law school, I don't just feel say, possibly just the Attorney General will just write a letter. There must be something. There must be a clause somewhere where they get that power.
But then she responded to say, "You do not have the power
to suspend me
or the authority to ask me to go on and get leave."
Okay.
So I will not follow those instructions.
Okay.
Well,
so clearly, there's a conflict here.
Yes, conflict there.
So the head of the law school, the state to the Attorney General, and there's a section where it quotes on the law school that the Attorney General is a board member
of the board of
law school.
Yes,
and in so doing, she cannot unilaterally take a decision.
That's what I like.
My question is
so make the question to we and to the audience when they watch. And again, this is why we want you to come in. This is why we want to party. The number that plus 447-946 141369 or the number that 07946 141369. Una come onto WhatsApp or una call direct. We wait for una call listeners because this is a very important issue. And anybody listen, please, one una coming.
My only question here is, if she's challenging her being sent on leave, where is her redress?
Okay, no, we'll come to that. We'll come to the redress.
See, the question is for has she gone on leave?
Well, I cannot confirm.
Any confirmation say you don't go on leave?
Well, I don't because has she gone on leave?
I feel say to me the whole process if you get protocols, where I feel say if you don't follow, or maybe because they get this order from the above, who knows? Maybe now somebody don't get order, say this one for go.
We no one suppose.
Well, that's
we no one assume the intention of the AG.
Yes.
Mr. Thonkla say he said something very important. Two spectra. From a moral perspective, the Attorney General can say, "Well, you for go now, because you know they perform." As a citizen and as a member of that board, she has the right to say, "You for go." But whether she has the right to make that decision unilaterally and say go, whether she has that power for say go, the question.
But I feel say there is a motive behind the whole thing.
No, you see, we don't care about motives here. What we care about is fact. It's the rule of law.
Yes.
It's how the law is applicable. It's whether as as Attorney General, first of all, you're the chief advisor to the government. You're the chief advisor to the government. You advise the government on legal matters and legal issues. You advise the government for do waiting right in law and waiting for stop them for do waiting wrong in law. That is your job. Like as Attorney General. Then as the Minister of Justice, you see these are two roles blended in one. Now make constitutionally most people have been arguing that you will separate the roles. There should be a separate office for the Attorney General. There should be a separate office for the because the Minister of Justice is the one who oversees the criminal justice system and see the application of the law that nobody is impunged by the law unfairly. So it get that role there. So there's a double role here. So as the Minister of Justice, you need to ensure there's justice and make sure they watch the justice system, they apply the law and they apply justice the way justice is supposed to be applied. And then now the chief advisor to the government as well. So there are two roles. So the reason why I believe this has become a big issue, not because of the two role in there. For somebody who hold the justice ministry, it's supposed to be fair and balanced with the law. It's supposed to apply the law in the way the law is meant to be applied. You're not supposed to go ultra virus of the law. You're not supposed to act outside the power.
No.
It's supposed to always act within the powers, within the powers of the law. Ultra-verse means outside, inter-verse means inside the law. Just legal terminology. We learn like you for confusing people. For confusing other people, we don't know. You know, intro, ultra.
Let's look at this picture. Right? We have a board. This board is taxed for run the law school also.
Yes.
So why don't she, for the engaged board, sit down and have a discussion about the position?
I think that's a question the nation.
Yes, about the position of the lady. Yeah. So this lady, probably you want to bring this law school into the street. But I know what the position will take. The only thing I fear, if there has been a case of precedent where they don't allow somebody who fail a law school to come back, can't take an exam. If that's without previously, but I haven't seen anything based on evidence to that. If that did not happen previously, I feel the decision is a bit shaky. But if this is the first case,
but if it's in a sackable offense,
no.
Because it didn't
doing job.
From all I gather, there was a precedent in law school, and there was a silent rule. Say, when you fail the law school, then they give you 3 chances.
Okay.
It has been there for decades.
Okay.
When you fail law school, 3 chances. So everybody that enter law school, they understand, say, if you fail, you get reference, you're allowed to take the exams 3 times. And after the 3rd time, I think you go away for 5 years or so.
5 years.
5 years you go away for come back. If you want to come back to law school. You know, that was convention. But I think, was it 2017 or beyond that, there was a rule change where that was actually brought up. So if you go into law school, you actually see the requirements, you actually see what the rules are, the clarity of the rules. So the argument here that people are arguing is whether a reference is classified as a fail. Whether if you see a reference, now you chance you don't get. Whether at 3 years you for repeat or 3 chances. Those are the arguments people are skewing around. But the rule says 3 chances to an exam. Okay. You know, so those are the rule play you look at.
Did you get a chance at law school?
I'll tell you.
So people listen. But let me say this. No, actually in England, they give you 4 chances for every exam.
4 chances?
No.
Okay.
Well, let me say. They give 1 chance. You know, if you fail,
no. Say they defy you or
you get 4 chances, and let me tell you get 4 chances. When you take an exam the first time, you fail, you have a receipt. True or false?
True.
When you fail the receipt, you can repeat the year.
Exactly.
And when you repeat the year, you get another 2 chances. Yes. So there's 4 chances.
Okay,
so anybody when you go to school in this country, you have 4 chances.
Yeah, I don't understand.
No, you have 4 chances.
It's true. You get
it's across the board. You have 4 chances. You have 4 chances in United Kingdom. And I can say to you, law school in the United Kingdom is 100 times 500% easier than in Sierra Leone.
Really?
Yes.
Why?
And I tell you why. Because the access that we have to material, to information, to teaching, to tutoring is lacking in Sierra Leone. You know that.
100%.
It's lacking. So it is actually easier for somebody to get a law degree in this country than it is for getting a law degree in Sierra Leone. Anybody at the age of 21. Anybody at the age of 21. Anybody at the age of 21 in this country, in the United Kingdom, I know, can go to any college and do an access course to law. Whether you get O level, you get this, that, it doesn't make any difference. And you can walk and apply to university to go and study law. You will go, if the university gets a criteria for they go take an exam, you take it, if you pass that, and they make you go do law. In Sierra Leone, it doesn't happen.
Okay, wait.
So when I say that, I say that from an experience. I say that because I know the education system in this country, and I work with the education system for 22 years. I know exactly how it works. The support mechanism. It is actually easier. No, it's actually easier. It's actually easier. It's actually easier.
Access to information.
The 2 countries are incomparable.
No, forget third world country. Sierra Leone follows English jurisprudence, and our law is based on English law,
system,
English legal system. Up to 1961, even now, we follow Privy Council rules. We go, our judges and our law lords, we don't have law lords, our Supreme Court judges, go to Privy Council rules. When we want to check precedents, when we get a case before we are in court, we will never understand. We follow Privy Council rules. So we follow English jurisprudence. So we're not two different societies. We're not law books. Still, when you use as alone, you can use an IR. But because we local law don't change, certain acts of parliament don't change them, it's different. It is actually very difficult for students in Sierra Leone to study law. Because of the lack of access to information, lack of proper tutorial,
even the procedure,
even the attitude,
or that first degree
you can go direct law school. Even the attitude of the tutors, the cultural attitude, it makes it 100 times more difficult for the do. Even if I study law, when person get business, I pass me. I don't need to go talk to you for say I beg up papa. I dey blast in the classroom because I know. On substance, what I stand on, I can challenge you anyway. Then they call a panel of 3 people there, when they can carry review me paper, they look at them, they say they mark them. So I can challenge any grade. But you try to do that in Sierra Leone, we know what happens. People's careers are destroyed, people's lives are destroyed just because of personality. And let's understand that. And for me, anybody will tell me say it's easy for study loan in this country. It's more difficult for someone to go alone. I will categorically take and I will give you empirical evidence that it is not. Sierra Leone is a difficult place for study law, and then when they graduate, and also that one day when they go buy grade. Those who are, and I cannot judge who bought grade.
Chief,
those who have graduated
genuinely. This country. Now, how many seminars you go? How many workshops you go? We get an opportunity to bless seminars.
I tell you what they had privilege to.
How many live context?
Wait. Spur. I tell you what they had privilege to. What they had privilege? They had privilege to 22 dinners.
But we said what
they Spur. This man, if they understand, he had privilege in law school. The first 3 years to 22 dinners.
No, wait. I mean,
and you know that 22 dinars. No, 22 dinars. Wait, 22 dinars. Let me say something. 22 dinars with judges. He knows how we operate. With judges, when you go past seminars, and you go and listen to learned judges talk about the law and mentor you on the law. Yes, unless you feel for go past it's not compulsory, but you're open to 22. If you want to take your chances, you can go. You open for going to any court hearing, court sitting, and actually telling courts and students.
Let's have a dialogue here.
Yes, sir.
Not a monologue. The issue of I go back where I start from. Say the issue of law school, they highlight layers of problems in our academic system. I don't say for studying at SALONE easy. I don't see. I'm a friend. I don't go through. If it means I don't go, I don't register. You understand? So I know. Say a very very hard there because of certain. Narrative we don't go through. We don't go through the most brutal civil war. We don't get a brain drain. Understand it? We get huge challenges at our country. Now, even the free education, free college education, agriculture and small. Now, very good concept, very good concept, but it was badly planned and badly implemented. Because you don't go put the cart before the horse. Because the horse don't go. They put the cart before the horse. The horse don't go do so. This is an analogy I have to draw here. Sierra Leone will never get a library. You all get in the British library. Sierra Leone schools.
No, we have a library. We have a national library.
Now, why they come? No, you don't call it library. Listen.
It's a library.
I need a library. Okay, make a.
It's not well stocked.
I come. Wait, it's not a library. Understand? Exactly. So this is a teacher-centered flagship policy, not a policy that listen, politics. What it is a flagship policy, not play up. That it must implement it. Not you must implement it.
Yeah.
So therefore, before we come to policy, what we don't do, look at the teachers, them welfare. How teachers in the country? Are they well paid? Are they well trained? We look at because then they go for implementation. So these are the drivers for that policy. We look at them. How much they pay them? How trained are they? How ready are they for implementing this policy? Now we'll get a problem where we'll not address. We'll get the private tutorial. Teachers then they go teach private. They teach them more than the when you teach at school because they are paid. They are being paid more because they are being paid more.
It's been banned. Listen.
But you get for do that because it's been banned. The system.
Hold on. Yeah. That was one of the things that we spoke about. That no school picking, not for be disadvantaged, for go for force, for go take private lessons. Yeah. Teachers must follow the curriculum. So in this concept, there's one thing I agree with you about the free education.
Yeah.
It was badly planned.
Badly planned.
It wasn't
It's swift.
thought about.
It's swift decision.
It wasn't thought about. But it's a fantastic,
But very good
fantastic.
idea.
But guess what?
Very good idea.
Where I'm on that with
Yeah, very
you.
good.
What's I with Danny? I am not blaming the government anymore. You know why I don't blame the government anymore?
No.
Because we have the situation now, and what we must do is bring in solutions for make it a better program. Because
But if you allow me to land, then
benefits
probably,
the entire
if you allow me
nation.
for land, if you don't land from me,
If you don't reach there, yes.
what if we don't do as a country? We got a fresh policy. If we don't do make an inquiry, like a 1 year
fiscal,
like a commission, but just
Agreed.
let's look at the country school
But that's
system.
done now. We've done this.
Holistically, no, they can't.
But we can still do-
Marco,
No,
hold on.
we've done this.
We don't listen. We don't still not let it.
Marco, we are not
Why for do this? More know the challenges of this policy and look at the country. Let's use in UK as an example. Anytime we don't test any policy, they test us somewhere. A pilot. Must see how will go roll about if it will succeed. Understand? Eh? Then another issue that the funding is is it sustainable? Rather than this policy, they bite the government badly.
We all know that.
Understand? Eh? The policy is it sustainable? How to the funding? How will fund this policy? Try secure funding where if you say this funding.
So what are the solution now at this stage?
Yes, I can. Understand? Eh? What I could do
at this stage?
Yes, we don't let it go. Let us sit down as a country, involve all stakeholders. I'm a civil society. Everybody, we could sit down. We could look at the school, the academic system in our country. Then we could try the structure. Let's go down the road.
Okay.
Understand? Eh? Then listen. If we don't sit down, we know they get ideas. We will sit down. Then we'll start from this policy. How we implement it. We'll start from nursery. From nursery, we go secondary school. From school, we go now. University. That's what roll them out. Okay. Then no. What
do you say? Get me right, because I know I misquote you or misrepresent you. I know I misrepresent you or misquote you.
Yeah.
We are at that stage now.
Yeah.
That's Sierra Leone,
Yes.
where the free quality education don't roll out from nursery to end of secondary school.
Yeah.
True or false?
Correct.
And now that we get faced now. You talk about reform and training and bringing people to standard, which should have been done, but it wasn't done. We're at that stage now where it wasn't done. We're at that stage where we still get free education. We're at that stage where we not budget for free education, and they take a toll on the economy and the government's ability for spend on that issues, because probably take about 40% of the government's revenue they come through now. The balance. Not enough for do it we're supposed to do for country. We understand that, but the act has already been done. So the question I ask is, do we stop free quality education and go back to the drawing board and say, okay, we don't begin this program here, it don't bad like this, okay, let's stop enforcement, look at assess. Or do we say, yes, the rollout was bad, the planning was bad, but we're here now, how do we start managing it effectively? How do we start making it into a better project?
Yes.
Like one of that solution we don't get a national dialogue.
Yeah.
Yes, it's a good thing for bring everybody on board, all stakeholders on board.
Cohesion.
But for me, my own view, where we are now,
Let's put a foot on the brakes.
We cannot go back. You want us to stop it?
No, I'm not stopping it. Let's put a foot on the brakes.
Hold on. How do you put a foot on the brake?
Okay, fantastic. Okay, allow me. Yeah. So now this policy, look, we don't reach a certain stage where it actually eats deep into the economy. And if you look at IMF report, Sierra Leone economy, they're high rates. Okay, they're high rates. You know go say this policy, yes, I'll make you succeed, or say the funding is very weak. Understand it? Where you got it affect even it into other areas. Understand it? And we're not going to shame about that, because this is a policy we like it. Fine. Because if a country have to develop, one thing for try for own education. Not only education, but quality standard education. Very important. I'll make an understanding back. The one that would implement policy are teachers. There are teachers. We say they don't suspend the private tutorial. It's not going to stop.
But wait, Thonkla.
It's not going to stop. No, it's not going to stop, because at the end of the day, that person will get money. Or he get money. They lay your teachers. They can't teach me. No. It's not going to stop us. No. It's not going to stop us. The teacher say, the teacher say, make it teach people na school based on the curriculum. Yes, he go do it. But at the end of the day, if that teacher is struggling, is struggling financially. Yes, I go to them. Yes.
Then you go for allow for the take.
I'm sorry, listeners. I'm sorry. We don't digress slightly from the core issue, but this all is about education.
So this is my issue, and for me, I will strangle and they say teacher them poor.
Really?
Yes. Let me tell you why. Please listen to me.
Go on.
I was strangled under the teacher them poor, so they make excuse for the teacher to be corrupt. They make excuse for the teacher to be bad teachers. I will strangle them. And I tell you why.
Yeah. Why?
Teaching is a noble profession.
Yes.
Me, I come out from a family with a public service family. My father was a medical doctor, and I see a character of a man where you say public service. He dedicated his life to public service, to delivering, irrespective of whatever the conditions were.
Okay.
And if I can emulate my papa, if I can be 50% of who my dad was, trust me, the world will be a better place. And I'll say that not just because of my daddy, but because of the character of the man I knew. Okay? Now, it set the bar for me for public service. When you don't accept for be in the public sector, you understand when you sign a contract with that salary. When you sign a contract with that salary, if your salary now 500,000, you don't accept say, I am going to do this job for 500,000
forever.
Hold on, let me finish. Yeah. If you believe at any point that 500,000 is not enough for you anymore, you have two choices. You go to your employer and try for negotiate. If your employer not give you the audience for negotiate, you've got another choice. The choice is not to be corrupt. The choice is not to go begin not teach picking at school and begin beat them, pester them, and fail them by exam for go pay you for your class. The choice is you leave. No, let me finish. No, wait. Lad done. You got an option. No, listen. You have an option, and you know what the option is. And this is the bit that why we are still classified a poor nation, because we do not think outside the box. You go to school not to go teach. You go to school not to become lawyer. You go to school. Even when you go to law school and you finish law school, does not have to mean you have to become a lawyer. You see, education and empowerment, enlightenment and openness, it'll open you. And we must, in the public space, start from beginning to tell people and say, just because you go learn ABC, not mean say if you need that blackboard or if you need BN table, you're right. You could do a lot of different things. You can start a business. You can go farm. You can look at your skill that we get and make a living out of it. You don't have to. And the idea, and that is why we are corrupt. And that's why corruption is a big problem in society. We make excuses, and we I don't live in a salon. And why I don't talk because I don't go live in a salon for the last 6.5 years. I know what my experiences were, and I know the choices I made, even in the most difficult of circumstances. Integrity, you need a bam. It has to be inbuilt in you, and we need for stop for make excuses for public officials. Now, like when you say that man, an administrative man, for the go corrupt, for the take money backhand because waiting government they pay. No, because waiting government they pay not enough. It's the same thing what teachers do. It's corruption. They fail to teach in the classroom. They force we picking them for go to there and pay them. If you don't get money for pay, they fail. That is corruption in its highest form. Now, if you just say the money do for you,
we live in a society where inequality just engulf the whole.
There's equality.
Everybody.
There's equality everywhere.
And they are massive.
There is equality everywhere.
Yes,
but
even there.
you know what the problem is?
You
know what the problem is? We choose to
be affluent few.
We choose to be employees.
Control the majority. The masses.
We choose for the employees rather than employers. We have a problem in our society where when we teach people in our school. When they teach in a school, again, this is the education system. You're taught in school to say, go learn book, go learn ABC, and you're taught verbatim. I used to get failed in a class because I put stuff in my own words. Teacher will quote and word for word. Wait till you get black for can most of the time, we will not train to re-understand and deliver based on what we understand. Okay, and that is something that's in the educational system. So you come out thinking, okay, I don't go study, I don't go FBC, I don't go learn book, or I can get this big time job. What you find is a lot of portfolio graduates working in Sierra Leone, where they could start small businesses, where they could form cooperatives, where they could look at themselves and say, well, I don't get a small technical skill. I don't get a small education. What thing I need for do for empower myself? What I need for do for take myself from point A to point B, and people like Mr. Thonkla, where they aspire for a little bit country, for begin tell we youth there, for begin tell we uncle there, say, not should let Papa government you work. You can create work. You can be wealth creators. We need to understand with society. Well, and when people begin demand wealth creation, you know what has happened? Our lazy politicians, when they deliver for we, we just look at with mediocrity. I don't care what political party you belong to. APC, SLPP, they've done it for decades, for 56 years of independence. They've given us nothing, given us rubbish.
Yes.
They're not giving inspiration, not giving hope. They're not deliver for economy. We get the infant mortality rate. We are number 6 at the Human Development Index. At the bottom, number 5, sorry, at the bottom of the Human Development Index. Now the whole world, out of 189 countries, look where we're sitting. Hold on, and this is pertinent to our society. And for me, and for we, I expect nationalism first. Nationalism in that let's accept it that we fault. Not tell people the truth. We too want government for give work. We too want for done who goes to our office and begin to and we expect for paid. We know when they go to the job.
Hold on.
Yes.
You see, not everybody's a teacher. When they address a policy, a flagship policy, we want to teacher they implement for we. Then they highlight say we need for address. If we want to make this policy become successful, we have to sit down as a nation because this is a national policy. Let's look at us face to face and say the difficult facts, right? So I just highlight the issue. The teachers' welfare, I feel say, for be center of this project. Very important.
I agree.
Okay, come understand. Yeah. I not say teachers for demand $1 billion for paying them because the country is stuck financially. But this is an issue for all. Look, okay, how many? Let's have the data. How many teachers will get at the country? No. I'm just telling you. We'll get the data of teachers there. How many teachers where they are qualified teachers? We'll get that data. How many teachers where they are not qualified teachers? We'll get that data. One thing we don't do best in Africa or West Africa. Let's look at the European Union model. They interact, they work together. If we say we'll get teachers who are 500, they're not training. Let's go to Ghana or Nigeria, we'll go train them. Let's train them. Give them that standard training.
If I bring for Nigeria.
No, I don't. Okay, let's take.
They give you this alone.
They catch you.
No, they give you this alone. You see the internet of all things.
They come. It's
just a powerful resource.
You see, if you allow me, as a politician,
I forget. Sorry, sir. I can forget some politician again. Deen. I can forget some politician.
Yes. This is Amira, you know. You understand?
Yes.
No.
I don't say he goes up, but yes.
So what we don't actually look at, we challenge them like that education. There are some schools only for demolish them.
Absolutely.
And integrate. So them, let me say like upward and table, they get like 5 or 10 schools in there.
10?
No, example.
Okay.
Example. Upward and table, they get like 5 or 10 schools them. Let's see, those 10 schools, we need them all?
No.
Probably not. Then let's amalgamate them.
Yeah, let's look at the capacity.
We'll get a brand new school. What they make for the people, what they clear, inspire them for good as well.
I absolutely agree.
Understand? And one thing where President Bill, where he has probably neglected that point today. He never mentioned time saying that time he go bring the policy. He just say I bring free quality education. He put time, so he get time in favor for so okay. Let me see the first year or 6 months of me here and investigate the countries the academic challenges them. Massive enforcement. Then he set up a commission. They will check. We'll make a report. Yeah. Then the following year, it's okay. Now I don't see say the country is struggling financially. We don't get money, and you need to go a policy like that. You say you go rely on donor funding. You are kidding me? No.
But I make us say,
we
are third world deprived.
Exactly. On donor funding.
We depend on
that's not sustainable. Because that donor day in the country of at any time. Let's look at and one other thing. See, allow from the place. The private sector now create jobs.
Of course, it's.
We don't the Ebola don't drive a lot of investors. How the government get revenue? Now from through the private companies. We don't get back.
But how they go come?
Now,
how you go attract them?
Listen, exactly.
How you go attract them?
Oh, that's it. Well, make the atmosphere conducive for the men that come invest in the country.
How?
Well, I say conducive. Make the atmosphere conducive. Okay. Give them incentives. Give investors incentives. Because let me go on to the rule of law. Investors then get indicators what they look at. Yeah. If a country is not stable, they go there. Because they put them on
the rule of law. If the rule of law,
if the legal system is weak, they go there. Because don't say if they come go that country, they will up them. They don't start out.
Yeah, that's
redress.
So that's why the rule of law is very, very important. Mr. Saliso, this guy for laugh for me. You understand? It's very important. No, it's true.
Don't begin.
It's true. Don't begin. So these are the indicators. Another area, now the energy sector. They say when they say you can make roads because investor you have move from Freetown to Kenema. You go sell, they come back. It's very important. Energy roads. Then another important way para President Bio talk and like what they say the build human capital. Because we get
this
very important. Yeah, education, human capital. Because what happens if you don't get human capital, if you don't get that know-how, pass to go higher, invest on China, Japan.
Okay, Mr. Thonkla.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Thonkla, la hold you and I know
very good idea, but hasty.
I know he's been a politician, but we're gonna show for on.
Yes.
We digress.
Okay.
So, listeners, I don't see the money views on the Attorney General.
Yeah.
You know, someone want to talk, someone they bend me. I get me view on the Attorney General. If the law allowed the Attorney General for make that decision unilaterally, then she's absolutely right for doing it. But if there's nowhere in the law that allows the Attorney General to do that, she's acted ultra-virus. And as a landed somebody, highly experienced, a need for get where we go address that day
immediately
for if there was any disrepute into the law school, for bringing the law school back in.
Integrity.
You know?
Absolutely.
So as somebody who I know the Attorney General personally, so I also get integrity. I know if she's made a mistake, she will go back and sort it out.
Yeah.
I don't know how for somebody we go do something wrong and then they stand by wrong. She cannot be wrong. I've known her for a very, very long time personally. She's a family member, and I know say now somebody get integrity. If she's done something wrong, and her intentions might be very well and good, she might think the law school needs to be clean because of malpractice, because of bad behavior, because of mismanagement, and all. But if there's a proper and a better route for her to take, with people the way they in a position of power, for sets the example,
the high
standards. And as Attorney General, she has a double ministry.
Absolutely,
she's an Attorney General.
She's
and she's the Minister of Justice. Because of their role and the way so heavy on society and the impact of the society itself, a need for be careful where they make decisions. A need for seek counsel. She's a PhD holder, and I'm sure she has a PhD in mining law.
Yeah.
And she's been a lecturer here. She needs to seek counsel. Everybody on this planet
they go seek advice.
Go seek counsel and advice.
Absolutely.
Before you make a decision.
And
if decisions are made, you will normally come and say, well, I sought counsel and I was counseled to do this. You know John Barco, the Speaker of the House of Commons, where he makes certain decisions about the government not bringing the bill twice. There was a statement where somebody asked and say, well, where are you coming this from? He said, I sought counsel. And I was counseled, and it was counsel advice that X, Y, and Z. And I know I am within the law, even though you might like it. I stand on the law.
Absolutely.
You know,
that's a principle.
Principle.
Yeah. Well, that's why I looked at this lady. I'm a Pamela Davis, the former deputy director. Former acting director. Sorry for the records. Former acting directors.
She's not there anymore.
Well, I say more information
needs to come out.
It's required because there's a conflict at the moment.
Okay.
In the challenge, the authority of that.
So she's still acting.
Yes,
she's still acting.
Well,
she's still
acting.
There's
a letter out say make it go.
There's a letter out. If the letter is ultra virus, she doesn't have to.
Yeah, but then,
she doesn't have to obey the letter.
Now that's a confrontation here. So we need someone to come in the middle. Say okay.
So that's
let's evaluate the letter.
That's what we probably
she acted within the law.
Maybe we need to get. Maybe the Chief Justice needs to get involved in this.
Yes.
Maybe the President needs to get involved in this. The President, the Chief Justice, the Vice
Even
President,
Minister of Education,
or the Minister of Education, or the Internal Affairs Minister, or this or that. Whoever needs to come into
and sort them out.
But
make it be a platform.
There has to be a discourse. There has to be a platform
because tangible reforms.
Yeah, for reform.
Yes. Because what's happening? I'm sorry. One thing we are the challenge. One thing very important about what I'm talking about law school. The course is integrated. The course is integrated.
It needs to be separated.
Everybody has still alone a barrister.
Yeah, they're not solicitors. Yes,
barrister. Understand it? I think lawmaker easy because the model is Mboku.
Yeah.
If we split them, make sure
those who want to become
solicitors. Some people they are just happy for being solicitors. They just then they will counsel a barrister to make act on their behalf. Understand it? So I feel say that's instead of another part of reform. More could take more time.
Yeah.
Some people they don't want to be barristers. Yeah. They are happy to be solicitors. Because then for the service.
Then like for go read the book
exactly.
And write
they supply
them to the barristers.
Part of the reforms I'm going to look into this because that's again it attract people of kind side. Because why I don't say this model is small. Now some models I go do I go pass.
Yeah.
And another thing again, I'm going to try decentralized law school.
Yeah.
one law school in that country, the body in Baku and the culture.
Yeah.
It's one thing. Where somebody, I mean, friend, he did it. You cannot argue to the lecturer.
Yeah.
No, me
You get punished.
Yeah,
they penalize you.
Yeah, I'm a lecturer.
But they argue about
law. I challenge her. There was a case where remember that case where them French talk them block. Say nobody can say.
Yeah, Kali.
That case case now this call them alone landmark case.
Yes.
Landmark case. Yeah, so you can't even choose to throw that. You don't say I don't prepare for that. Yeah, I'll go. It just give me like top number
schematics.
Why would I analyze that case for them? You don't pay. You say you overwork. So from there I buy them. So this is what I call teacher to student interaction.
Yeah.
But over there, a student will challenge you. Your student will challenge you. No.
The reason
That culture for breakup.
No, but there are two reasons.
For breakup.
So many reasons.
And secondly,
one, financial problem. Two, them picking business here back in
no,
the
secondly, maybe you want to.
You mistake the teacher.
Listen, you mentioned one thing very important for education. This e-library.
Yeah.
E-library. Very important. It cost effective.
Yeah.
You don't forget books there.
We have
physically.
We will not get an
No, system.
Yes, but this is 21st century. Listen,
technology.
Let's
I tell you what.
Yeah.
Education will bring that up for another topic. The reform of education. But there's one thing I want to say before we move to the last topic. We get about 10 minutes. There's one thing I want to say about education. You know, me as a full man, I don't get book sense. There's a thing called the Internet of Things. Okay, and the internet is a fantastic tool, but what we have in Sri Lanka is what you get as alone a miseducation of what the internet represents. Most young people in Sri Lanka think the internet represents Facebook and WhatsApp. Go post 500 million. You get posted, Sabi post. Graduate students Sabi post, but not Sabi type properly.
I know.
The government need to invest in information technology.
Seriously.
In information technology. And I know say science and technology director they get now, they would send it for the first time in Sri Lanka, applications are online, you can find stuff online, you do this online upload, which is a good step. I think if we do more of that, we take education to a different level. Just like Kenya. The reason why Kenya is one of those highly educated societies in Africa.
They got a hub.
You didn't have the Kalahari Desert.
You get internet.
You get internet. Then they teach you.
Even
Doctor, they treat you.
Even Rwanda.
So that's so we need to understand what, and hopefully we government will go on with gateway.
Yeah.
Rather than give it to foreign companies where they just bastardize and for.
But on a collaboration.
They will own our gateway. They will own our gateway, and they control the terms of the gateway, rather than other people own our gateway and control the terms of the gateway.
Exactly.
Yeah. So that's what the government needs to do. It needs to own our gateway and control the agenda. The bandwidth, the restriction on bandwidth, the nonsense they give us 2G, they still give us 2.5G in Sierra Leone.
No, I think that they're launching 4G. They don't launch out. I think
4G. No, I think if we say 4G.
No,
they tell us we have 4G.
Mm-hmm.
Is it 4G we have? Do you know what 4G speed is?
Of course,
exactly. You and I use 4G speed, and we need that 4G speed. We know it's not 2G. We need that 2G plus. Mm-hmm. That's between 2G and 3G speed. I would not call that 3G or 4G speed.
Yeah.
You know. So again, we don't exhaust this topic here.
Yeah.
I think.
But we know. So who's stand on this topic?
Who's stand on the Attorney General?
We see the further information.
We don't look and say.
We're not very sure.
We don't look and say.
Very sure.
There's two things here. If the law not allow the Attorney General for Duam, she's wrong.
Yeah.
If the law allows her for Duam, then she has the powers to do it.
But again, let's use common sense here. We'll get a board of governors.
Thonkla.
As she sought
Thonkla.
As she sought the advice of those.
We don't go. Let's say what the board chairman therefore say.
Yes.
Don't look at the resolution. Don't know how they don't go.
We have Thonkla.
Since this is a developing
issue,
lawyer,
we have gaps in information.
Yes, since we this a law school.
I dig deep, but
okay, listeners,
there's gaps in information.
We go to the next topic. Actually, we run
one go sleep.
Let's run to next topic. So next topic was the stopping of jogging by the SALONE police. A week ago, the Inspector General of Police put a memo out across the country, and especially particularly for big cities, that there should be no jogging of group of people. They need to seek police permission for jog. Do we think that is right,
No,
or
it's
do we think it is wrong?
No, it's very wrong.
Was there in the memo? Was there any geographical demarcation?
There were no geographical demarcation. It was blanket across the country, across Sierra Leone, for say jogging should be banned.
Not even the beaches.
Jogging should be banned, and the reason that was given for jogging should be banned is because they cause traffic mayhem. That a group of plenty of people will come, and it is dangerous to road users. It is dangerous to the people themselves who jog because it causes crash and accidents. So it is on a public safety platform that this rule was made. That you have to seek permission a week in advance.
Now, I feel say this now infringement into the individual's own civic rights.
Okay.
We don't live now. I can grab a good jog at any time. And Sierra Leone not that much populated. The only side I see is a huge concentrated area now, western urban. We not western rural now, urban than inside Freetown. And immediately you jog in the car, you go to the beach. Or you go Thonkla, you go Laka, you go inside the around the peninsula. To me, I feel say in all right because one, it hazardous to your health. People need for train, so it go reduce for the high blood cholesterol. Therefore, diabetes go reduce.
But you see what they say. You say they go jogo. You say Mr. Deen no go jogo. You ban Mr. Deen for jogo. Then ban Mr. Deen for go jogo with group. Let us play devil. I'm the devil's advocate here.
That's a logic, isn't it?
The Sierra Leone police not ban people for go jogo
individually. They not stop you for go jog.
But we say stop. Yes, what they stop is groupings.
To me, I see the whole thing say they're afraid for a crowd for gather together. There is a threat to them. Me now, me own feeling.
So now you feel, Mr.
Me own feeling. Go ahead.
Spur, what do you think?
Well, me no get. What me they think is that they might get genuine intention, because most of the time when government they pull a memo out, especially when it is related to public safety, we get some aspects of that information that you cannot find in the public domain. They just focus on the safety side of it. Okay. Now, the caveat to this is that they not stop people then for jog, but for jogging grow. Because one thing we'll get to understand.
So you're saying they not stop people for jog?
Yes. One thing.
Okay, but what about if me say they stop?
Yes.
They stop people.
One thing we get to understand. The roads in Sierra Leone are not pedestrianized. What that means, like in this country, we get clearly demarcated area when a pedestrian, for example. If below the airport, they say these are pedestrian routes. Our roads in Sierra Leone, they are so narrow to a level that they are not pedestrianized. What that means, the mountain man and the mountain they on one side they need. So if you don't go begin to run that street, Thonkla they pass, Motoka they pass, it's a danger to public safety.
Okay, so
especially when it is done in groups. But if you want to go, you go. What you go jog now?
Let's say now 5 now we like this from 6 now. So but we not go jog.
Who's that Kisi Road?
You know what? Target now beach we go, but we go small.
Okay, no wait, Mr. No, Mr. Thonkla.
You understand?
Because we need for wrap up. Mr. Thonkla.
Let's wrap up, guys.
Don't give Mr. Thonkla.
Mark inside this issue. You see, any law when I am a covenant from the police, we get a national constitution. We give it right under section 18, section 1 and 2 say nobody will get right for stop in freedom for go across the country or even can abroad. Okay, the police for look into this section first before they carry this law. Okay, if they say this section is a threat to national security, but then they will tell you why. People for jog. Listen, more. Let's look at this into 2 angles: health-wise, and because that freedom of movement is a fundamental freedom. Very fundamental. You see this exit is based on this freedom of movement. Now you can also because people in the common are Europe can for free. They come work. Understand it? When this law they
not just free.
They not for free.
NHS.
No, they come, but they come not free because at the end of the day they can I know the visa. Not so.
Of course.
So if you have got a part of the world, you need a visa.
Yeah.
So they come. I see if I afford to come, you come. So understand. So this freedom of movement is very fundamental. Very, very important. Understand? The police, however they take decision, make them not overreact. Because this accusation they don't overreact. People then say, okay, they for jog in groups. But we'll get a high level of obesity. People have a job for kill the cholesterol, the calories there.
Okay, so in jogging, that no, I'm a jogger too.
No, but I want help you.
I'm a jogger. I'm a jogger. See, if the police make a law, we go against national constitution. The police law should be quashed.
Yeah, because
should be quashed because the law of the country tell me say nobody no get right for stop as long as no pose a threat to that person. He did that. I can for that. There's no person shall be deprived of his freedom and movement, and for all the purpose of this section, the said freedom means that the right to move freely throughout Sierra Leone, the right to reside in any part of Sierra Leone, the right to enter or leave Sierra Leone, and immunity for expulsion. This is clear.
Okay. Yes, this is clear.
But it's clear.
Chief. Like
so I just want to what you say.
Okay, bro. Like I said. Yeah. Now, it's twofold. Hey, the police get right for put the public safety at the top of the agenda.
Is there any threat?
Hold on, let me finish. At the top of the agenda, the head of the police, the IG is for the General of Police. Now, in duty for make sure say public safety is maintained. So, if there is an unwanted issue of people taking themselves on Saturdays and Sundays, gather at the road and begin jog and block traffic, which is happening in Sierra Leone, and I have I have lived in Sierra Leone. There's a new trend in Sierra Leone, probably you guys are not aware of, where people go to jog every Saturday and Sunday now. They jog from Wellington to beach, they jog from area Sunday to beach, and they go in groups. It's organized and they go in groups. Okay? And sometimes when they go in groups, when you drive in Freetown, you drive in the UCC, Boku deleted the road. So it has to be managed.
Thank you.
It has to be managed.
Thank you. Yeah,
that's
about that overreaction.
It has to be managed. There has to be two. So the police will go right, and because they don't know that for manager, you just say, "Oh no, just ban them."
No, but
wait, not done. Because they say they just want some manager, say, "No, just ban them." But that actually infringes on the rights of the
because
the Constitution give you the right to freedom of association and freedom of movement. You know, so we get right for form groups and do what you want to do for the betterment of we say. Nobody will do right. But then we with rights, there's 2 R's in rights. With rights come responsibility. So whatever right you get, you have a responsibility to that right. And the responsibility to that right, and for make sure so you act accordingly
to the law.
So that right there, you right not to deprive other people there or impinge upon other people there. You know, so this freedom, you are free in so much as your freedom does not impinge upon mine. In so much that your freedom not restrict me on freedom. So it is a collective decision. So if in as much as I disagree with the police, I think the rule is draconian.
It's draconian.
It's
draconian. It's blanket as well.
And we don't need the police. I don't need to go to the police for things I want job.
That's not an state. The Sierra Leone is not an state.
The doctor don't tell you
the other problem to that rule is the police are assuming that everybody when they come out for job, they don't make meeting. Say local job. I can be Alusine MacFoy, Mr. Thonkla Bangura, Mr. Mohamed Spur, and you, Mr. Deen. But you, Mr. Deen, then I host the mountain courts. Me, then I host na Lemon Lane. You then I host na Kisi Road. That person then up got on table. We just happen for BC. You the jog faster than me. You the jog slower than me. At PZ, one can't converge at PZ. We're jogging.
They either motivate me back.
We're not organizing a jog group. We're getting up individually, choosing to jog. So the question to the police is, how will the police determine will I organize a jog? Will I not organize a jog? How the police expect people to not submit themselves from nowhere for write letters to say, will they can't come out? Will the Sierra Leone police be able to handle requests, 100,000 requests every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday for say, will they go jog? The policy was not thought through. The thinking behind it might be good, but the decision and the policy is completely bad and wrong. What I would suggest citizens do, everybody they jog, let them write letter, go give them. Let's see how they'll manage it and how they'll respond to everybody.
No, listen, no.
No, I disagree. No, wait. Let's see. No, wait. Hold on. Listen. You know what I say?
I don't want to seek police permission.
No, wait. You know what I try for get now?
Come on.
I'm actually I'm telling them that they do not have the capacity to handle that. They make law where they not even get the capacity to handle.
Even fragile.
If 60,000 people, 100,000 people apply for go jog, will they write to the 100,000 people or they go put press release in? 100,000 people already write. Look who they give a pass for go jog.
The motive behind the whole thing, they just want to stop.
Mr. MacFoy.
You know what I'm doing? I'm taking the police at their word. I am not presupposing.
You think so, police and
we're not politicians.
Public safety.
Mr. MacFoy.
That's not ground.
Mr. MacFoy. Yes. The bottom line here is, whatever the do's and don'ts about this law is, the bottom line here is, they're not stopping for jog. They just say they're not jogging groups.
They're stopping for jog. They actually don't stop for jog.
Okay. You don't say this problem here.
If I make them stop for jog,
yeah.
That analogy of organization I said before they come out from different angles there, they can converge. Because we converge, now we're 4 in number. Because we 3, we can converge, now we're 3 number. After 3, you're not supposed to do it. So we are converging. So are we supposed to be jogging 2 by 2, PG by pair, monkey by party? Or are we supposed to be jogging with a straight line? You did before, this man did behind, this man did behind. They're not stopping for jog. Yes, not so. There's some people jog. But we for the 2 by 2 monkey by party.
1 minute. Might just continue. We get a lot of foreigners when they visit to country, and we only see how the Westerners they like jogging. You understand? This all are not a deterrent to people who go to our country. Sometimes they think twice before they take decision. Because if you white man go there, white man they left for jog. Bad.
Pass the sick application. Say one job.
Pass the go sick application. The guy telling company and say no go sick alone. They don't put law say pass the go take application.
This is just a pure.
You know good for we.
Pure nanny state.
It's not really good for me.
And my view on this, even though
it's very wrong.
My view on this,
people will feel free now.
The police were wrong.
They're wrong.
This is an overreach of their powers.
Absolutely.
It is a suppression of the people.
It is a suppression.
This is oppression motivated. It has nothing to do with public safety.
No.
Because if you had something to do with public safety, they would have thought about properly and purposely.
It would have been mitigated properly.
Yeah. So this now again, for me,
it needs to be looked at.
Again, for me, I am speaking to my president because with constitution we get it give the president so much power, and I'm saying to our president, His Excellency Julius Maada for intervene, and for talk to the police, because again, and my advice and my talk always to the president, it is your legacy. If these people on the fringes do what they do so, they stain your legacy.
Yeah, absolutely.
And for those who love President Bio, when these things happen, they must tell the president that your legacy is what will have the stain. It is nobody else. Nobody remember that. Nobody will ever remember the inspection of police. But they will remember. Nobody even remember the vice president.
I don't know.
But they will remember. Nobody remember the chief minister. Nobody remember the. Nobody remember the internal affairs minister. They will always say President Bio. Under President Nkrumah, a lot of things happen we not be aware of. We're not so in sanctions, but we will always blame him because the keys.
Now we watch
the keys. And again, before wrap up, or the give 1 minute for wrap up. The keys, the buck stops at the top.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what he does, what he doesn't do. We are gonna blame him for everything bad. Same way Iwan Law will get the glory for everything good. We will blame him for everything bad. It's true. It's the power and a double-edged sword. One there, one before. Therefore, not pick up.
It's a qualifier.
Yeah. Not pick up. One go.
No,
one go now.
Take that call and then that's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hello,
caller. How are you on the line? Name and where you come from?
This is Dr. Alusine Kamara again.
Okay, Dr. Alusine. Dr. Alusine, you get 1 minute. Because we try for wrap up the program. You get 1 minute for summarize. What you want to say?
Okay, now on jogging, no more. I want to round up.
Okay, sir. Okay.
First of all, school picking and Kinde, like, who be there my border, who be there St. Francis. Because I went to St. Francis.
Okay. I went to the both school.
We jog, we go, na check up. Now, we football team, the Leon Stars. Many players na Africa, they can like for go na beach, now they go play beach ball for making their balance.
Yeah.
So they can able jog even in groups as a football team, where they strengthen their stamina and others. And for health reasons, some people that can just say, you know what, let's go have a beach ball today, a beach volleyball, but let's jog. Maybe you have in a volleyball team, 6 aside, 12 of them say, okay, let's just do jogging. You know, this even they deprive the healthy function of normal daily living. I think some of these laws, they have to be revisited. Even for them, they man them. They can go jog around for make them get, a good strength. They can go from river first, go around and get it. Spend. They can train. So where are we leading, actually? What is the rationale behind it?
No, none state, bro.
Well, now make us say, Dr. Ture, thanks for the Dr. Kamara, sorry, Doctor. Thank for your. Now make us say, for me, the president will intervene because it is his legacy, and anybody will mean well for this president, and we for mean well for him. Because now our leader, now we don't choose in a democratic
succeed,
and we need not just one. We are demanding that he succeeds. We demand from his team that they succeed because the country cannot afford any more failures. So we press, we hope, and we collectively want for them to succeed. But again, if you love this president and those who are ardent, who love him, who died. What I say, pa, that you can't.
Anyway, one second, sir.
That you this thing, that you
remember,
legacy.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, go on.
We are living in Freetown. Let us be free.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much.
In a nutshell.
Thank you very much.
It's the president's legacy. Mr. Deen,
it's true.
Mr. Deen, what you want to say? So we listeners are don't listen. What are you so much?
You have 30 seconds.
To me, I feel say the police force level be tolerant, and if they look at waiting they happen at the world today, a lot of health issues and they one may they look at the obesity in the country, then look at that very critically. May they look at them the level of diabetes where they kill people in Sierra Leone, exercise they reduce that, and thirdly, I may remember say we get a football team, we get athletes them when they need for go to the beach them for go train, and they go do well now the international competitions them. If them guys not get fitness, it will affect we as a nation. So therefore, may they allow a level playing ground. May they not get fear. We all love Sierra Leone. May they not say, oh, if they lose that this we go to know. Sierra Leone will all get time. Nobody not get for hurt anybody. May they allow freedom. Now that's not what we get for say.
One last word from me. Moving forward. The police and any laws where they get for make and collaborative. What that means is they get for do in the interest of the public. They do not make any law when they make the police. Well, we need for land for build a positive relationship between the community and the police. And so when the laws here they hinder police community relationship. Then to the Mosque Saga, they appeal to we politicians. They've made a stop for using religion as a proxy for political campaigns. Also, to the vice president, we only understand say in a number 2 gentlemen and a salon protocols don't change. So we expect say any side they go we have to respect them protocols then for own safety and for public safety because we get regard for one for preserve insecurity and dignity.
Yeah, well, I have to thank you for inviting me here, and the fire will start from south start and finish our end. And the issue about the Saga and mosques, I reached out to the Imam. Yes, I don't blame Achuma because he was overwhelmed by the 2 guests who will be getting mosques. But the Council of Imams, therefore, try to retract that letter they sent, for try to build on the Torah who gave between all religions in the country. Sierra Leone, that standard, that record who can say we would embrace every religion if we stand. That's now one. Now go to the Attorney General. Attorney General issue and the acting director of the law school, the relevant authorities for involved, make the sort to an amicably, but make it be a call
for tangible reform in the law school. Because the law school is very important, because the law school, this I talk come back, now here will train the next judges them, the next solicitors for the country, next generation solicitors. So make sure say we get a very standardized, well-disciplined law school we will all go proud of. We all go there, but yeah, we can say that standard. That's another one. Finally, the police, they know say they are force for good. Community policy now underpin good policy. If you hear the community gets a very vile relationship, that's not good policy. Because these are the people with the police. If you and them not get in fact, even if you need information, any gear, because you know say you very all time hostile to them. You can't stop people's movement in that country. That fundamental principle, the freedom of movement, you cannot mess about it. So therefore, if you make any error, police, brother, they are big. When I go back and check and see, say yes, this law, it don't encroach upon the civil liberties. I repeat, civil liberties of citizens in our country. They we all are joggers at the jog every week and know how they benefit from them. And we will get issues of diabetes, issues of heart. People are done as a low, you don't know what to kill them. Yeah. So therefore, if you play the jog, if I don't say this, Eboku that set up free out, when I refer to say, we are jog, go to the beach, go to the stadium, go jog there. Right? So I thank you very much, Mr. Koy. I'm happy to be here to share the platform with you. I tell you I'm ready to come back. And
We're going to invite you.
So I thank you very much for inviting me. This is a blank platform.
Pleasure, man.
And I feel say, sorry if we make any errors, but I feel say we don't actually dissect national issues properly.
Again, listeners, we tell and thank you for listening. Again, this is Inside Salone. We're not saying that the program with fair and balance, where they tackle the issues, we're non-political, where they go to the truth. And again, we want to thank you, Mr. Deen, and we want to tell Mr. Thonkla, when we guest kind of the studio today, for come patronize me and for come actually talk to we the people who understand the issues and what able to deal with the issues them. Again to Mr. Spur. You don't ask you. They don't lost for me again. Excuse me. You live London.
I know.
You live London. So they don't live till December.
I know.
You live London. So again, hopefully. But listeners, we talk about issues. We talk about people that have different views now. We listen to the callers that we come with and different views. For me, I don't know about anybody. There's only one solution.
Absolutely.
And we owe it not just to ourselves, but to we people, we picking them and we grand picking them.
Generation as well.
There's a question I can always ask me uncle there, me papa there. If papa been alive for asking that question there, and I for ask him in a way probably will not for like. I for turn to and say, with all your integrity, with all what you have, you fail me nation. When a generation fail me generation. And I tell you why they fail. They fail for plan for we. They fail for develop for we. They fail for put the infrastructure. They fail for fight for we. Fight for we in a way where we forget Southside and don't build a platform where we team up and build a block. So they failed us. We have that generation which is a failed generation. And we, as we did now, we're not for fail, we're picking there, we're grand picking there. The issues of law, the issues of respect of law, any good governance system, therefore respect the rule of law. Therefore respect the applicability of the law. Then get all team. We get by education, you go by health, you go by police, you go by this. We get for be mindful that today we have power, tomorrow we will not have it. So you are the keep power. You are the exercise power. You don't get power. The one that where they guard the power and they get power. Because they can take it away from you any day, any time. Yep. And you only use power with consideration, with you're moderate in the use of your power, you're restrained, you get more power because the people they under you, they actually hand over more of the power to you because they believe you're able to manage the power we get. And that goes from the president all the way down to the last man on the street. We need to be responsible people.
Absolutely.
We're all in Sierra Leone. Martin Luther said one thing before end. He said, judge not the character, color of my skin, but the content of my character. Judge not the color of my political party, but the content of my character, of the people that we are. Let's stop this partisan business. Let's stop now we didn't have power and we didn't have power. So I they suppress. Because you know power today, 18 months ago, the APC was in governance. And they did reckless things. Now the SLPP.
No,
Let me
no,
finish.
no.
Wait. Let me finish. Now the SLPP in the power. They still follow the
bashing everything.
They still follow the recklessness.
They are bashing everything.
You know, and power for not be so. Enough for be say because we won't turn now. We put people on the air because we get the opinion and feel say we not put people on the air. You know, magnanimity in victory. Is important. It shows the content of your character. And I say to the leadership of the SLP, to the leadership of the political class, magnanimity in victory is important. You're victorious. You've won elections. The people have handed the control and the management of the nation. Let us manage Sierra Leone. God bless you all, and God bless the Republic of Sierra Leone.
Thank you.
See you in 2 weeks' time.
Yeah. See you guys.
See you in 2 weeks.
See you in 2 weeks.
And the sound sensation come from the nation. Check this out. Here me, Wali Bella, Emo, Dongo, na God dey. People say you no go grow. Some man say you no go make am. You mama say you big for nothing. The name they call you na Popolibo. Even the picking where you born, no, they call you failure. Even the woman where you get, so they call you failure. Be patient, you them go reach, you them go come. By God in power, by God in power, by God in power, by God in power. This year, na them go shake. If they try, na them go fail. Then just scatter them. Tender fire them. Tender fire. Tender fire.
If you having credit problems, I feel bad for you, son. 1,000 problems, but I can't write one. Wills for sure got me back in the car. Leasing with my credit, I was like, man, forget it. Who would have thought I'd be accepted and more? But now I got the keys, I feel so pleased. All types of cars, Fiats, Minis, Renaults, you know, boom, boom, let's go. Wills for sure, car leasing for every credit score.
So, Nikki, you're a winner.
Yeah, I've won 3 times now.